I think his name in the name of the mole in what do you call it? Animal Crossing. I think in Japanese his name is a pun for corrupted data.
Really?
Yeah. But
Intriguing.
anyway, aside from that conversation, welcome back everybody to more Into the Maelstrom. We have Lizzie, unfortunately, is a little bit delayed. Sadly,
Aww.
real life does take priority.
Mhm.
Boo.
Oh, you're just gonna have to fill in again, aren't you, Jurnis?
Sure, I can try. Luckily, we won't have to do any RP with that for a while. In the meantime, Dungeon Master Seph, would you like to tell us a story?
Yes. Last week, the party enjoyed a little bit of a life of luxury as the mistress's personal guest in the Chaltsai Hotel in which she currently resides. However, they set off on their journey after being told by the mysterious cat known as Rowan, a little bit of artwork there, they were looking for a guide who would take them to the free shrine, which would allow them to meet the leader of the Church of the Radiant Abomination, sorry.
Yeah, Radiant Serpents are daddy.
Yeah. As they went out, they found themselves confronted with a pair of vicious T-Rexes and promptly killed them, leaving the nest of eggs free to be raided by their new guide, the Tabaxi Whispers in the Boughs. 1 second to just bring her up. We continue our quest as Whisper takes him back to the little village of Ocean's Bounty. A village very familiar to a certain member of the party.
Mm-hmm. Home sweet home, baby.
I'm just going to change the music.
Also, just gotta say the art for Whispers, I'm knocked out the park, Seph.
Thanks very
It is
much.
very cute.
So, you're continuing on your way
Mm-hmm.
from the river where you encountered the T-Rexes. What do you want to do?
Oh, that sure was an exciting thing that happened to us 5 minutes ago.
Well, to be fair, Ardeth didn't take it too. It still looks a little shaken.
Yeah.
So I imagine, like, sorry for interrupting. Go on, Jurnis.
Say, well, let's just keep a little eye on her. Make sure she's okay.
Okay, so I imagine, like, Storm and Whisper are basically leading the pack here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you know the area better than any of us, I presume.
Well, I knew the route like 15 years ago. Things might have changed that time. Thankfully, Whisper's here to pick up the slack, but combined,
Well-
we should have no issue.
To be fair, not much has changed in 15 years, at least. Not in terms of the road.
So I can see, but it's best to be cautious regardless. On that note, Bolt! Ungalinga, little buddy! And he shoots on up. And he's basically just gonna get a look ahead, see if there's anything that we should be worried about. So I'd like- Sorry.
Yep. No,
do
go
I
ahead.
need to roll a perception, or are you good?
Yeah, you can roll perception.
Come on, bird boy.
Big Daddy Proud.
Rise and shine, bold.
He's keeping their eyes open. They can't see anything of any danger nearby.
He'll come down if anything comes up.
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
I had something for that.
Oh?
Nothing. Squish is just confused about your choice of words. He'll come down if something goes up. But if he's gonna get it, he'll have to be up. Why'd he come
Don't
down?
don't think about it too hard.
Squish.
Okay, let me rephrase it. If there's trouble we need to get ready to, like, fight about, he'll come get us.
Okay, that makes more sense.
There we go.
My head hurts.
Common's a fucked up language sometimes.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I before E, except after C.
Except 90% of the fucking time.
Mm.
As someone who is dyslexic, that rule has fucked up my spelling for my entire life. Because it's wrong. Sorry, ignore my writing.
Just be glad.
I'm a dyslexic writer. It doesn't work.
Anyway. To be fair, Storm, Orcish is also fairly interesting.
You should try Null or Primordial. They're fun languages.
Goblin's fun too. You just point and grunt in varying tones. Or maybe that was just my family. I don't know.
Elven, did you say?
I don't speak Elven.
Sorry, I'm legit asking, did, Squish say Elven, or did I mishear it?
No, she said Goblin.
Okay, because then I was confused. It's like, hang on a second, what?
Just be glad you've never seen Kobold. It sounds like German.
Kobold's Draconic. I speak Draconic.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sammy does too. Otherwise, what language is he teaching me?
Anywho.
I'm sorry, I just love being squished so much.
Don't worry about it.
The reference to German, I can even explain if you want me to.
Well,
you know that because you've been in Vorsel.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the telegram.
Yes, explain it so I may understand in jokes.
Okay.
For context to our newer viewers, this is a reference to a previous campaign we did with Dennis as the Dungeon Master, named Vorsel. You can see the list on my YouTube channel. Sorry, go on.
This is more of a linguistic thing for me, but yeah.
Shameless plug.
In that, the character portrayed by Creature, whom many of you out there probably know as Zbarnek, is a... Bitte? Pardon? Sorry, mine had been switched to German. I don't know why.
Because we're talking about kobolds.
Yes. His character is a crazy kobold over in Vorsel.
No,
he's
a
not
gnome.
actually, he's a gnome.
Oh, sorry. Gnome.
He's a deep
not
gnome.
kobold. Gnome, not kobold. Sorry, my mistake. Kobold is probably some sort of screwed up Welsh.
No, it's German.
Guys, I don't know what Jeremiah is talking about.
Basically, kobolds are... Well, kobolds are basically German, like fairies, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a German background, but that was an attempt at making a joke because...
Because we like to have fun here, guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Especially when we're screaming.
There will be enough fun during this D&D campaign.
Yeah. We need more levy. Anyway, in that campaign, I created an outside character that was basically just sending a telegram equivalent to his character, and that was in German. Though I believe I later on gave away an English translation.
Okay, fair enough. You just decided Draconic is German.
No. Draconic is not German.
Okay.
No.
It's not that simple.
No, it's not German. Why would it be German? There are no dragons in Germany.
Anyway, back to the actual game we're playing.
Story.
Yeah. It takes about 3 hours for you to make your way from the river. So
I meant to say, and I hate to interrupt, but I'd like to forage while we're making our way, and because I am a handy dandy super ranger, I can do that without it slowing us down or making me clumsy. I'm alert. I'm basically
Okay.
trying to look for anything that might spice up the T-Rex meats.
Roll me a survival check with advantage.
Thank you.
This is home turf.
Yay!
You find some various seeds and spices. Obviously, as they are now, you can't really use them, but if you crush them up, then you probably get some nice spiciness out of it.
There you go, Whisper. Not only we have meat that lasts for months, you could spice it up a bit.
Thank you, but we have quite a lot of that already.
Well, can't hurt to have a bit more.
I suppose it will go some way to help preserve the meat as well.
Exactly. Okay, Seph, you may now proceed.
Okay. You spend the next 3 hours making your way through the jungle, following the road, until you reach a crossroads. Whisper starts guiding you down the crossroad west towards the ocean. Storm, you recognize this path very well.
Yep.
As you make your way down towards the sea, you start just being able to see rooftops poking through the tree line. You can see the tree line starts to thin, you can see the rooftops, should say. It's not long at all before, and no one make any comments on flipping between the being in the shop. Do you make your way into a small coastal village?
Oh, that looks so much like how I imagined it to, so spot on.
I've had this map for a while, so...
Beautiful. Virgin looks the same.
As you enter the small village, you can see that the buildings are still in fairly good condition, but yeah, this place has been abandoned for a good 5 years at least. This isn't much, but it's home.
Believe me, Whisper, is far more than I was expecting when I was told Ocean's Bounty was no more. I figured it would have been pillaged for all of its resources and just left a husk. It may be emptier, but it's still here. A little bit worse for wear, but still here.
Oh, that couldn't be easily fixed, I would say. Jeremiah keeps an eye on the buildings. Yeah, I think.
Oh yes, we have a carpenter.
Little bit of lumber work, a little bit of reinforcement, and at least this building is pretty much good as new.
Yeah, you can just tell this town, it just died. People just left. It was gradual, but yeah, you can tell that the people just left. As you start making your way through the town, you recognise that some of the buildings are a little bit better condition than the others. These are the ones that obviously were left last. And as Whisper takes you into the little wooden palisade surrounding the main heart of the village, you recognise a few houses. This one in particular is one you recognise.
Oh.
Home sweet home.
Is it, Seph?
Roll me a history check with advantage.
Good. I bet this is going to be another DC free case. Okay, good.
Okay, 1 second. I just wanted to double check my notes for this.
There will be no notes.
Yeah, you recognise this instantly as Barrelbone's house.
Oh.
It's looking a little dilapidated, but yeah, you know it on sight.
Well, that's my home over there. Looks a bit rough. I'm guessing Barrelborn left quite some time ago. Waves too.
Waves did leave as well, but Mr. Barrelbond didn't leave.
He didn't?
No.
What happened to him?
Well, you watch as Whisper points in the general direction of this island here. He's there with quite a few of the other elders.
I'm sorry, what? I thought it was just you and the kittens.
I think I understand.
Oh.
They're not going to move out from there.
No, they're not. Okay. That's...
The last person we took there was grandmother. She
What?
was the last one who was still left and who remembered the old days.
What is her name? Maybe I knew her. Back when?
Her name was Wind in the Grass.
Do I need to roll a history, Seph?
Yep.
Boom.
Okay. You remember Whisper in the Grass had a bit of a reputation.
Mm-hmm.
She had apparently made quite a career for herself in the Thieves Guild,
Wow.
but she basically retired.
Hmm.
She was about the same age as Barrelborn,
Mm.
and they did have a bit of a rivalry. Possibly a little bit of a flirtation going on as well.
I remember Whisper in the Wind.
Grass.
Grass, my bad. Whisper
Wind
in the
grass.
Oh, she
Wind
didn't
in the grass,
remember
sorry.
that well.
There was a mix. Shush!
I mean, even the DM forgot
Yeah,
her name.
thank you, Kork, sticking up for me.
Turned her into a whisper in the grass.
Guys, I'm hearing voices again.
Whispering grass.
Okay, Wind in the Grass, yeah?
Wind in the grass, yeah.
Okay. I remember Wind in the Grass. She had sticky fingers, much like waves, and she had a bit of a rivalry and flirtatious fling with Battleborn.
She never really dwelled on those sort of things, but yes, she was quite upset when he passed.
Hmm. I don't blame her one bit, and I'm very sorry that you've lost someone dear to you too.
It's quite alright. She was the only elder who was left. So they did what they could to look after us, but unfortunately, when you don't have parents to begin with, you kind of get left behind when everyone else leaves.
Oh. Well.
Sometimes you're the one who accidentally leaves them behind.
Whisper leads you back to this house here. And you watch as she just carefully opens the door. And you can hear her saying something in Tabaxi with a few quiet replies coming from inside the house.
I don't really want to barge in. Because they're kittens.
She kind of nods and goes, "Okay, you can. I'll come in."
Okay, gently now, guys. These are just little kittens after all.
You watch as Whisper goes over to what appears to be a large salt barrel. And she starts stuffing the meat into it, coating it, leaving it aside to try and dry it out and preserve it. Meanwhile, there's about 3 other smaller Tabaxi who are about between the ages of 10 and 7 who are just kind of prepping the other barrels ready for the rest of the meat. And there's one male Tabaxi who's closer in age to Whisper, who seems to be missing an arm.
Ooh. I see Charles has not gotten any safer in the time I've been gone.
It hasn't. Like I say, we were lucky that the Rexes don't come down this far. We sometimes get the occasional raptor, but Usually we're able to handle it.
We're a bunch of survivors. That's one thing's for sure.
The male kind of nods.
Well, Storm would like to help Whisper out with the salting of the meats and some such. Don't think I even have to roll for this.
No.
No. Okay, well, that's what he's going to be doing. So, I'm guessing if you were left here and they were left here, we're all kind of part of the same club. No parents.
Pretty much.
A lot of people in my little band are like that too. Not all of them, but we're all kind of adrift. Crazy that.
Well, I try and go out and find food for the others. Meanwhile, Iron here, he kind of looks after the kittens while I'm out.
Iron, huh? That's his name?
You watch as he nods.
Just Iron?
What's his full name, if you don't mind me asking?
Iron in the bark.
Iron in the bark. That's
He
name for a
lost-
tough kid.
His throat was mauled.
Oh,
He can't.
Seph, you're cutting out.
Yeah, well, yeah. His throat was mauled. He can't really speak.
Oh.
none of you kids should have been left here on your own.
Well, there wasn't really anyone.
Left to look
Left.
after you and take you away.
This is the only place most of us we've ever known, so.
I mean, there's Chaucer City. Don't suppose you've ever considered just making your way there?
Yeah, you saw where those two Rexes set up their nest.
True. It was far too close.
Exactly, so I wouldn't want to risk taking the kittens through that area. Jeremiah, roll me an investigation check, please. I'll let you have advantage because you know what structures they are. 1 second. Yeah, this is just a well.
You wasn't looking at the well. You was looking at the timber frame over here.
Alright. Yeah, that's just an abandoned. You can tell that a building was being put up, but midway through, people just
Everyone just fucked off.
Yeah, they just thought, what's even the point of trying to build new buildings here anymore?
Oh boy. So, Iron in the bark, Whisper in the boughs. What about the other kittens? If you don't mind me asking their names.
The kittens kind of look very shy. A little bit scared, to be honest.
Aw.
Well, this one is Roses in the Mountain. This one is Stream through the Glade.
Mhm.
And this one is Sapphire in the Waves.
Roses, Stream, Glade, Iron. It's a pleasure to meet you all. You're all very wonderful, very tough kids for surviving out here. You deserve better than this.
Well, Big Sister Whisper she goes out and hunts for us.
Aye, that I can tell. She's really picked up the plate. Being a real adult and a parent to you guys when no one else was around to do so.
She goes out and hunts, and Iron keeps monsters away, so. Kind of watches Iron kind of pats a crossbow. He keeps at his side.
Very nice. I bet you're a dab shot at that.
He nods. Watches he kind of makes a few hand gestures towards Whisper, and she replies in kind.
One thing is cut out, Seph.
Sorry.
They
You
were
watch.
talking in sign language.
Yeah. She responds in kind with sign language, basically.
Yeah.
Iron can hear, but it's better for us all if we communicate in the way he's most comfortable.
Who's that?
I don't.
So, I'm here. I'm not
Hi,
late.
Lizzie.
Hi, Lizzie.
Hi, Lizzie.
Well, Lizzie.
Well,
I've been
I
here the
assume
whole
Iron
time.
can hear.
It's quite alright. We've just got to be elfin cats.
Yay! Pulling up everything like I've been here.
But yeah, I assume Iron can hear.
Oh yeah,
can
I can
hear.
hear. You just.
Okay.
It's
Devillo.
Whisper decided it was more comfortable to try and make him more comfortable. He would only try and talk in sign language when talking to
Okay, I see. That makes sense. I misheard that.
Yeah, basically he's a mute,
Mm.
more or less.
Yeah,
He's a
mute by
mutant.
accident.
He's a one-armed mute teenage cat boy, basically.
Yeah, with a lot of scarring on his throat.
Yeah.
Teenage mutant tabaxi teenager.
Teenage mute, Tabaxi.
Yep. Hey, he's doing okay for himself though. He can take on. He's a dead eye with that crossbow, so
Yeah. Like, Storm's legit impressed with this kid. Like, damn.
Yeah. Teenage muted tabaxi ranger. There we are.
teenage mutant tabaxi ranger.
That
Teenage
reminds me.
Mutant Taxi Ranger.
That reminds me. Storm's a ranger. He knows ranger.
Yep.
Is Whisper a ranger? Like, can he tell with ranger lore if there's a...
Roll me a investigation check.
Yeah. I suspect.
Okay. As you look over Whisper, you realise that despite her bow, she also carries a pair of prominent knives strapped to the back of her belt. And you can also recall that Wind in the Grass had very similar looking eyes. Naturally, she was Whisper's actual granddaughter and picked up some of her tricks for survival.
Okay, so we're leaning more towards rogue then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, given how skittish she was, it
Yeah.
would have been very obvious to someone skilled with Tabaxi like Storm Upon the Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's basically started as a bandit, so
Of course.
combination of rogue and ranger, so
She started with the self-help books, doing the same course that Risa is, but in reverse. Risa took levels in Bard. She's taking levels in Rogue.
oh no, she's pure rogue. She's just
For now.
She's taking a correspondence course. That's how
Yeah.
I explain away why people learn stuff when they level up.
yeah. You watch as she continues to salt the T-Rex meat. She gets up and then heads back outside, picking up a unusual looking little barrel.
So she's just gonna like store it in the barrel. No, nothing interesting going on here, really.
Well, you can follow her outside and look.
I'm definitely following her outside.
Okay. You follow her
Before you go
outside.
How have the kittens reacted to Squish trying to introduce them to a toy?
Sapphire's fascinated by it. The other two are still a little bit scared.
Aw.
Also, I'm just saying, Seph, as weird as this may be for the character thus far, Bolt staying in there with the kids, protective instincts and all that.
As you step outside, you see she's stretching the T-Rex skin over a rack. And as she does that, she starts taking out handfuls of white powder
Hmm.
and spreading it on the skin.
Need a
You
hand
watch
or-
as she
Sorry.
you watch as she fastens the skins in place and steps back.
Well, seems like you basically really know what you're doing here.
Well, we've been alone for 5 years, and my grandmother and a couple of the elders did teach me a little how to tan leather, but
Hmm.
never really had to depend on it too much. At least not until the ready-made stuff ran out, and then a couple of years ago we had to improvise.
In what way?
Well, I basically went through the tanner's house and took the books he kept.
Oh, yeah.
It was just some basic manuals teaching me how to prepare the leather and use it for whatever we needed, but it worked for what we needed.
You're phenomenally resourceful, but I guess you didn't really have any other choice.
It was tough, but we survived.
If I had more time here, I'd like to show you a few ranger tricks. You clearly have the aptitude for it. Especially that bow of yours. And a
Yes,
keen
I'm-
eye.
I'm nowhere near as accurate as Iron. He's a true protector in this village.
You're both ranger material. That's clear as day.
Thank you, Mr. Storm.
Don't thank me. I left this place just like everyone else. Can't believe I had the gall to be angry about it.
It must have been a long time ago. I mean, Mr. Barabon always said his second son was, he was proud that he had gone off and made something of it, to make something of himself, but it did hurt that he left.
We didn't leave on the best of terms.
Well, his house is, I'm sure I don't need to tell you where it is.
Oh, I saw it coming through. I planned to poke my head in, and I suppose I should say goodbye at some point too.
I tried to leave it as we found it.
Thank you, Whistler. Right, before I forget, getting all cloudy-eyed and cloudy thoughts. You, the kittens. There's a lot of us in my party. We're probably more than enough to escort you back to Charleston City, if you'd consider it. But I don't want to push you into that anytime soon. We have business in the area, but I want to put it out there. I don't want you guys to feel like you're stuck here, just fending for scraps.
I think that the kittens, give them a couple of years and we should be able to move on. But
Will you be safe for those years?
oh yes, I have absolute. I mean, like I said, Iron is an incredible marksman, and I do what I can. So, we survived 3 years alone, so
Well, I'm going to do whatever I can for you once we're back in Charleston City. We have some connections. We could probably get some help out this way, even if it's just supplies. I don't know. Just don't want to leave you fending for yourselves. I'll
well,
figure it out.
I'm certain we should be okay for a little while. And it's not like I haven't had offers, so
Offers?
yes. Like I said, Mr. Salt on the Breeze came one time, and
Ah, yes.
he had a companion with him.
Oh?
Yes, I believe his name was Kugan?
Cougar.
Captain Kugan.
Captain Cougar. Does that ring a bell at all, sir?
Roll me a history check.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
1 second. Let me just roll the dice for this one. I'll let you have advantage on this as well.
Oh, yay.
Ooh. You know Captain Coogan very well indeed.
Oh!
By reputation.
Ah.
And I'm just going to share this.
Oh.
You've heard tales of this powerful orcish pirate.
Mm-hmm.
One who was so respected and feared by all across the Maelstrom Islands. And you know that he is the Pirate King, the leader of the Cove's Court.
Oh, wow.
We'll see about that.
And you know that he doesn't make offers lightly, but he's a man of his word.
Mm. Oh, boy. That is in good company. That's the King of the Cove's Court.
Yes, he didn't... Well, for a king, he was very, down to earth, I think the expression is.
Well, frankly, for a king, that's probably one of the better traits to have.
He did say that if we wanted to, he would gladly take us to the Cove's Court so we could be safe.
And I know the man by reputation. He meant it. He would have looked after you all.
I did tell him that I would rather wait until the kittens were a little older before moving them, but it was quite a while ago, though.
Having second thoughts?
It's more that I have a feeling that the Coast Court have a lot on their plate right now.
Oh, I bet they do.
After all, I only ever heard stories, but there's supposed to be a giant sea monster.
Don't you worry about that.
So it's
Sorry, carry on.
so it's true. There is a sea monster.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated. It's the god of people who live in the water.
Sharkmen.
Some of them would call them that, yes, but I think they prefer other names.
That makes sense, I suppose.
Well,
But I'm certain that if there is no longer any danger of it, someone from the Cove's Court will come to see us soon.
there is a lot of things going on around here, unfortunately. Might
Sad.
take them a little bit.
Seph,
Yep.
would Storm know of other nasties lurking deep within the depths of the sea?
Roll me a nature check.
Because ain't just Daddy Sokola in there. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you know there are some pretty nasty things down there.
Mm-hmm.
Sourgin included. The Sourgin that the party's seen so far are just the common or garden variety. There are some much deeper down in the depths, some in rivers, which are a little bit different. Well, yeah, there's a few different nasties lurking in the ocean. But
The big
basically, the giant shark god would have been top of the reef, so to speak.
Okay. Yes, Sokola is doing a piece for now, and he is at the top of the food chain. So, yeah, if the Cove's Court is interested in coming back, they'll probably come back sometime soon. Speaking of the Cove's Court, that would include the Dear Daddy. That's gonna be wild.
Let's say, Squish, can you hear this conversation going on?
I assumed Squish was still kind of playing with the kids.
Ah, fair enough.
It's like showing the interested one how the toy works and letting her play with it.
Yeah, she's a little panther tabaxi, so she's quite enamored with watching this little toy doing its thing.
Here, you try.
Okay. Just watches she kind of fiddles around with it for a second and then sets it off.
There you go. You put me in a room with kittens. You not expect me to not play with the kittens.
Oh, I'm always glad you're playing with the kids.
I'm definitely like wiggling and pouncing to like help play and stuff.
Yeah, the other two have started to ease up a little bit with Anarchy being around because she's closer to their age.
Yeah, she's
so
got that kid.
Yes, closer to their age.
yeah, they're definitely getting on with Squish, Midnight, and Anarchy better than they are with Ardeth and Sammy.
The grumpy adults.
But yeah, there's a lot of pouncing going on. Not like I'm gonna jump on you, but I'm jumping in your direction and then flopping on my side.
Yeah, the kids are actually having proper fun, probably for the first time in a long time. Life in this village has been hard since Wind in the Grass died.
Well, is there anything we can do right now? I mean, I can offer only my services as a carpenter, but still.
You beat me to it, Jeremiah. If you're gonna wait till like the kittens are older, that's fine. I respect that. But if there's anything we can do for you in the immediate, then you're damn well gonna do it.
Well, we could have a. We wouldn't mind if you could have a quick look at the roof. Some of the tiles aren't quite fitting right. There's a little bit of a leak. She kind of points up to the wooden tiles on that make up the roof of the building. You can see that there's a couple which are just slightly out of sync. One's cracked.
I've not been very good with roofs, but the very least I can do is try.
It is appreciated, Mr. Jeremiah.
Don't call me mister.
Okay, it is appreciated.
And Jeremiah picks his tools and makes his way up to the roof.
Okay.
Looking for a ladder, anything.
You find... Actually, roll me a perception check.
I see him doing a very, very odd job. There we go, 22.
Yeah, you find a ladder still near the framed building. So you just bring that over, line up on the side of the house, and then just climb your way up.
Do you need a hand up there?
No, I think I'll be fine.
If you're sure.
Okay, as you go there, you're also able to find a few pieces of scrap wood which are of good enough quality and roughly the right size.
Good, at least those haven't rotted away in the weather.
I would like you to make me a check using your carpenter's tools.
Yeah, which attribute do I use for those again?
I would say in this case, dexterity. Yeah, it's a simple enough job. You've not actually done roof tiling before, but
I was always more of a frame
it's
kind
not
guy.
exactly hard to see. You kind of understand the basics of how to make something waterproof using just wooden slats.
I would usually prefer slate, but too late for that. Now I need to find a way to get down there without hurting myself.
You got the ladder still, so
Yeah, but I heard you. I heard you chuckle. So what do I have to do?
no, you just climb down it.
I can hold the ladder.
Don't shake. You're shaking it.
No, it's just a standard ladder. It's not quite as sturdy as you hoped, but it's the job.
It's for
Yeah.
light little Tabaxi, not a
Yeah.
big old barbarian man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you managed to get down fairly easy.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. Tabaxi have a climbing speed of 20 feet. We don't need ladders.
Well, that should at least hold for a few winters. I hope.
Well, it is very much appreciated, Jeremiah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jeremiah.
Not a problem. If there's any other woodwork you need me doing.
No, I think that's pretty much everything, really. I mean, everything else, we've kind of been able to find ways to patch things up, and
I mean, if any of you, if you need someone, if one of the kitten want to learn the basics of woodworking, I'm more than happy to try and teach them.
you watch as Whisper looks to the kittens, and Rose's kind of nods and steps forward.
So you're Rose.
Yes,
You want to learn how to work with wood.
She nods. She's still very shy.
Jeremiah goes down on his knees, coming to eye level with her. All right. What do you want to make? What do you want to make?
Well, anything that would be of help.
Oh.
There's always a lot of fun that can be had when you're working with wood as well. And Jeremiah pulls out a little whittling knife. You see, this is a whittling knife, and sometimes I try to carve interesting things into beams for a house, for example.
She's nodding, listening very intently. I would like you to make me, first off, an intelligence check, please.
This is going to go terrible.
Oh.
Jeremiah, maybe you shouldn't wave the knife around in the kid's face.
Second, I would like you to make me a wisdom check.
Uh-oh.
I'll let you have our advantage.
Phew.
And lastly, make me another carpenter's tools check.
Another carpenter's tools check. I presume this time it's wisdom,
Yes.
as he's trying to teach her the basic tools.
Yep. You're very unused to teaching. You're not quite sure how to handle it completely, but you're able to get the basic gist of it to Roses.
Well, and that's how you join two pieces of wood together.
It's taken about 3 hours for you to give her the basic rundown. She's listened intently, and she even managed to. You even gave her a little bit of wood to practice on, show you how to make like a quick tenon joint, Mortison tenon joint, and she manages it. It's not fantastic workmanship, but for a first attempt, it's good.
No, Rose, you're a very quick learner.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremiah. You are a very good teacher.
My old master would probably say that I'm the worst teacher he's ever seen.
Rose
He
is
was a very, very good teacher.
Rose is kind of smiling and giggling a little. She is more like a jaguar pattern Tabaxi.
Well, I think you can have a few of my spare tools that are a little bit worn, unfortunately.
You also remember from your exploration of the building site that there were a few tools that have been left abandoned.
And I mean, over the large house frame, there are a lot of tools. So maybe we should go and see what we can find for you.
Okay, that would be a good idea.
They do that.
Okay.
So are we hunting for tools?
roll me an investigation check.
Well, Rose and I are. I don't
Yeah.
know about you.
Wow.
I was half tempted to go with an intimidation check to
Yeah.
intimidate the frame to give up all its tools.
You're able to search around the frame and put together a decent enough tool set. It wouldn't be good for professional grade stuff, but for knocking stuff together quickly for survival, yeah, it's pretty good quality gear.
I mean, yeah, you probably should take good care of this plane. It's a little worn out, but it'll do you fine.
Okay. So I'd say at this point now it's getting close to midday.
Hmm.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Well, guess I put it off long enough. You left Barrowborn's house basically untouched.
Yes, it's more or less as he left it.
Oh, I guess in some way, it's technically my inheritance. So I'm going to take a look inside and see if there's anything that you guys can make use of. He ain't gonna use it anymore, and I'm not gonna be around to make use of it. So I'm gonna do that. And Storm makes his way towards the old home.
Okay. You make your way through the backyard from Whisper's house to Barrel. You gently press on the front door and it slowly creaks open. As you step inside, it's a little musty in there. You can tell that no one's been inside for quite a long time.
Very, very respectful Whisper. Left it as is, totally.
As you go in, you start looking around and you start having flashbacks to when you were younger, when you and your adopted brother were basically just being raised by Barrelborn.
Mm-hmm.
You even happen to see the little cots the two of you slept in.
He kept these the whole time. Hard to believe I was ever that small.
Gonna say he did get bigger cots as you grew up.
Yeah, but he kept the smaller ones.
No, these are the beds you used when you were older, I mean.
Oh, my bad. Retract that. Well,
If you go to the attic, the small ones are still there.
Yeah, you look up and you can just see the two small beds sort of arranged on top of each other to kind of stack them away cleanly. Just on the tim, basically across the rafters, you can see like timber planks laid out to make like a small storage attic space.
He kept the little ones, and he kept the big ones, even when after I left. I wonder if he hoped I'd come back.
As you look around, you make your way into his room. You find all of his books, his various bits of equipment are still there. Swords and bows lined up on neat racks. It's basically a proper guardsman's home. And on the desk, the little writing table, you can see a leather-bound book.
Okay, let's take a look at this book then.
As you untie the fastener, you look in and see that the pages are all blank.
What? All of them?
Yep, not a single written page.
would I know if Barrelbone was in the habit of writing journals?
Write me a history check.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay, I'll just roll this. You know that he tended to keep journals, but every time you and your brother tried to sneak a peek, you could never see anything.
Ah. See, as a player, I suspect arcane bullshittery.
Invisible.
You don't need arcane bullshittery when all you need is lemon juice.
Well, that's a fair point.
I wonder if Squish should do anything about that since she practically grew up in a monastery, but meh.
See, now I'm trying to apply that knowledge and not have it be metagaming. Seph, can we just, would Storm know that you could do that with lemon juice?
I would say yes, you know that there are a number of ways to use invisible ink,
Yeah.
both arcane and natural.
Okay. I should like to sniff the journal.
You can do so.
Guess that's perception, or...
Yeah, that's perception.
Wouldn't that make more sense?
Wouldn't
Wouldn't it make more sense to be investigation ultimately?
I get a +6 in perception and a +5 in investigation. Let me have the +6.
Okay. Yeah, maybe if it's not the obvious answer.
Since you're not actually trying to tell what is actually written, I would say, yeah, you can tell that he's used some kind of invisible ink, but you can't be certain as to how he's done this.
This is going to be a mystery.
But you can tell that from the other books lay about, he had a method of reading them.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done that. And no, I'm not going to give it away.
Damn it! And
Is it? Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to try?
Can I recall the method? Did I ever see it?
Roll me a history check.
Please, please, please. Wait, that's nature. My bad. Thank God too, because it was a 1. That's better.
History. You recall that sometimes, despite being quite an adept marksman, he wore glasses.
Oh, it's my dog. Right. Well,
But
it's
you always thought that he was a little embarrassed about having to wear glasses. Because you always remember him only wearing when he was alone.
When reading or writing or both. Well, let's go looking for them glasses if I can find them.
Certainly roll me an investigation check.
Come on.
I hit bedside table.
Just 1 second, please. Yep. You look around the desk, around his bed, and you happen to find a small hidden compartment just inside the bed frame.
You're clever and wily, Captain, but not wily enough. Right, let's open it up. Take a look-see.
You mean he wasn't a coyote? Damn.
As you open up the hollow in the bed frame, you notice a couple of large wrapped bags, and in the center, a small case.
I'm curious what's in the bags.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, like I said, the bags. Curious on what's in the bags
You
first.
pull the bags out, and before you even open them, you can feel the weight in them.
Ooh.
And as you open them, as you look inside, you find a large number of gemstones. There's about 4 bags filled with gemstones.
His stash. Of
And a
course.
couple of bags of gold coins amounting to about 1,000 gold pieces.
Right. Is that including the gems? Like, it's all 1,000 in total.
No, actually, the gems, you can't really tell looking at them, but you probably have to get them appraised.
Okay. So, how many bags of gems was that? Like 3? did you say?
That's 4 bags of gems and 2 bags of coins.
Okay.
And now the pièce de résistance.
For once, Squish didn't find the treasure. Woo!
Right. So let's take a look at that case. Open it up.
As you open them up, you recognise a little pair of pants nay glasses that you always saw Barrelborn sneakily wearing.
Don't know what you were so embarrassed about. They look good on you. I doubt they're gonna look any good on me. Alright. Let's put them on and take a look at that journal. Starting at the most recent entry, presumably.
As you open up the journal, you are suddenly confronted with a little bit of a mess.
Oh.
The symbols make very little sense.
What? God!
Ah. Give it to Squish. Squish might be dyslexic. Make it into making sense.
Are all the pages like this?
Yes, all are written with these same symbols.
Ah! Well, spoke too soon. One step ahead of me, old man.
If only you wore the glasses the other way around. That's a joke. That's a joke. Before you think I'm actually giving you a hint, that's a joke.
Hey, it's hard to tell sometimes with D&D. Like, Jurnis said on Sunday that the door was a mimic, and I legitimately thought she was serious, considering how Rascal's luck was.
And that's why I went back to Dirktown.
The door wasn't the mimic.
Okay.
Yes, we're actually facing off an orcish mimic.
Okay.
Nah, just joking.
So, I don't recognize these symbols at all, Seph.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Come on, Storm.
It's probably written in Orcish.
Intelligence. Oh, it was just intelligence, right?
Yeah, just intelligence.
Okay, I was looking for, like, a skill. Yay!
As you look at the symbols, you notice something a little bit unusual about them. They look very familiar, even though you can't quite make them out.
I know these from somewhere. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
19. You suddenly notice a large silver mirror on one of the bookshelves.
Aha. Let's head on over there and point the book towards the mirror and see if that makes the symbols clearer. Ayo.
Sorry?
Headset balked on me, so I had to reconnect it.
Did you catch what I said, or should I repeat myself? Okay, you didn't hear me? Okay. So Storm wants to go over to the mirror and basically, like, point the book at it and see if that makes the symbols clearer.
You continue to stare at the page and then look into the mirror, and it starts to click. The symbols, even though you can't read them on the page, viewed through the spectacles and the mirror, they start to become legible.
Okay, good. We're making progress. You should have been the investigator, Captain. Give me a run for my money. Okay, so what is the symbol, if I know it?
It is basically a mirror cipher.
A mirror cipher. Okay.
He mastered being able to write conventional letters as these strange symbols which could only be read through the mirror.
Nice.
Put 2 layers of security on there.
2-factor security.
2-factor authentication, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so... But I'm guessing even though I can see the symbol, I still can't read it, basically.
You can read the book now, but it's not quite making sense.
Oh.
Roll me another intelligence check.
Cute.
Yeah, you realise that he's basically written everything in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
So the sentence structure is basically the same as forward, but now backwards.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's a little bit like talking. It's a little bit like reading Yoda's diary. Understandable, is it not?
Okay, so can I just read it backwards?
Yep. As you start to read it backwards, you also notice that it's been written backwards in terms of chronology as well.
Yeah.
He's basically laid out events in reverse order on the day, so it doesn't quite make sense, but you're starting to get the hang of reading it.
Okay.
And then you get to the front page.
Yeah, it's basically just some standard village stuff, basically covering life as it was going on after everyone had left. You seem to find a few interesting little extracts concerning Wind in the Grass. Nothing salacious, but you're definitely getting hints as to how he felt about her.
Mm-hmm. And he felt fondly, I'm sure.
Very fondly.
But aside from that, nothing out of the ordinary in this journal?
Nothing yet.
Okay. Guess I'll just keep reading.
As I said, you need to reach the front page.
Yep. Keep going and going. Do we find something
You
good?
continue to read. You get a very interesting look at the life and personality of a man you basically were raised by. A side of him you've not really seen before. He was a little strict, but you can tell from what he really wrote down that he was mainly strict just to try and keep the two of you behaving.
Definitely had to keep waves on the wraps. So, have I tapped the well of information dry, Seph?
As you read, you finally make your way to the final entry,
Here we
which
go.
I haven't just been typing up and just made up on the spot. I'd have been buying time for.
I did have an inkling.
Now, what are you talking about? The DM was always prepared.
You reach the final entry. You can tell his handwriting is shaky at this point. He's been
He's old.
very ill.
Oh.
It has been so long since any came to town. I have honestly missed the sounds of our village, the hustle and bustle of the fishing fleets, the hunters, the people building and fixing our boats. Wind has been of great comfort in my final day. Were it not for her past, I truly would have been with her, but alas, it was not to be. The wound given to me by Salt on the Breeze has festered, so I cannot blame him, for I was not the most accommodating host. I do not begrudge him his fine swordsmanship. Still, what I would not give to have my boys by my side. Storm of the Sea especially. I would love dearly to hold my boys to me as I pass, but alas, I hope both will do well.
So, emotions. 1. What the fuck, Dad? So, if I can extrapolate from that, he got Balrog was wounded by Salt on the Breeze all those years ago, and it's been there the entire time.
No.
No. Okay. Oh.
It's more an emotional wound.
No, you.
It's the more recent visitation.
Yes, it is a more recent visitation.
Ah. Huh. Okay. Oh.
Well, you flick through that page, unfortunately.
You also notice on his desk a badge similar to yours, but a little more ornate looking.
Oh, Captain. Captain, my Captain. I'm so sorry. I wish we didn't part on such bad terms. I should have been here to at least say goodbye. No one told me anything. I didn't even come asking myself, so I can't be angry, I guess. Not at you, not at them. Still kind of angry at me. But I'm here now. And I hope a belated goodbye is better than no goodbye at all. Okay, so shakily taking that journal, adding it to my inventory.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
You can, however, allow you to roll me a perception check.
Okay. I didn't forget about the badge.
I was going to say, you can tell the badge has been left there specifically in a place only you
Oh no.
would know where it was.
You left it here for me to find. And here I was talking of inheritance. I guess this really is mine. Let's pick up that badge and take a look at it. See if there's anything strange. Because, the process it took to get to this point.
As you flip it over, you find a small note just kind of rolled up under the pin.
Okay. Take a look at it.
You slowly unravel it. The handwriting's very small and very shaky.
I want to help with the installation of TDS.
And as you read
So-
through,
At least that'll help cover the extra
I see.
TDS
because I
installation. But after that,
see, you might mute your mic.
I think you did.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
no worries. As you read the notes, you can hear Barrowborn's voice in your head.
Oh.
Storm. I realize by the time you read this, you will have come home to a dead village. The kittens, they will survive. I have utmost faith in them, but alas, I have not. Do not be angry with your father. It was my fault. He merely defended himself, and his sword arm was better. I leave you my badge, and anything you care to take with you. I have not heard from your brother in almost as long a time as you, but I have faith you will come home, my son. I have sure you become somebody I would be proud of.
And that's the whole message.
Yep.
Right. You knew I'd come back eventually. You knew I couldn't. You knew I hold on. You knew I held on to things. You knew I only left in certain regards, and you knew a part of me would always be here. Like I just said, you should have been the investigator, you rascally devil. Oh. Okay. 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 So, definitely taking the badge.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the badge, taking the journal, taking the gems. Keeping those glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me here. Added stuff to inventory.
That's quite alright. Meanwhile, what's been happening with the rest of the group?
Well, unless anyone stopped her, Squish is just going to be playing with the kids because she is a massive child.
Okay.
Jeremiah's currently still tutoring.
Okay.
At least that's how I understood it.
And what is Sammy up to? I see. What is Sammy up to while all this is going on?
Oh, I don't know, probably just taking a nap. Just kind of staying out of things.
Yep. Ardeth, meanwhile, is kind of stood outside the house, just kind of keeping guard. Anarchy, what are you up to?
Honestly, I'd either be playing with the kittens or I would be wandering this little ghost town.
Okay, you kind of
Looking for hidden little things.
roll me a perception check.
No.
Okay. This place is hella cool.
Oh, heck yeah.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary, but yeah, this is a cool place.
So then it's mostly just me rolling in the dirt and touching things. Got it.
Pretty much. As
This is my
the
house
hours-
now. This is my house now.
I would say, which way would you be planning on going?
Where am I? Am I starting where the little gem thing is?
Yeah.
Alright, probably over toward the red little, stalls down there.
You make your way over to the abandoned marketplace. You can see a couple of sheds here where the boats would be stored. You can see a crane which would have be used to lower the boats in. A couple still tied up, still in reasonable condition, but you wouldn't want to risk it. Just tied up down there. But yeah, it's basically just like any other town, but completely deserted.
Alright, I'd probably be climbing a lot of stuff too. Like, not anything that looks unstable, but like, I am a creature of the night, that sort of stuff.
You enjoy yourself having a quick look around. A couple of hours pass by, you start to get a little bored, and you wander back to the house.
Alright.
I would say it's now getting to about halfway into the afternoon. At this point, Whisper just goes, "Well, I did say that I would guide you, so I'm guessing you all want to visit the shrine?"
Yes.
She nods, goes, "Well, as soon as Storm is ready, I'll take you to the shrines. Down the eastern road from that crossroads."
Oh, yeah. We did here come for that reason, didn't we?
Yeah.
On a related note, am I done with my scene?
Yeah. Well, it's been about... You've spent about half an hour just sat in the old house.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
sobbing silently.
We'll go with that. I'll say
Basically.
reminiscing and remembering, but yeah.
I don't know, kind of on point. Storm's kind of been choked up. Like, he's trying to process his emotions properly, but he's not quite managing it. They're kind of like being like getting blocked on the way out, so it's kind of like half formed. He hasn't let himself be sad in a long time. So yeah. So yeah, he cried.
Fair enough. The rest of the party watches Whisper, gives a few quick instructions to the kittens, tells Iron what she's going to do, explains she might not be back for a little while. But right. Iron nods, indicates the barrels of salted meat, indicates that they've got enough to last a little while, so then he's not too worried.
Hey everyone, I'm back.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
You okay?
I learned a lot of things.
You look like you've been through hell and back.
Feels like it too. But I needed to do that. I needed to see what I saw and hear what I heard. I guess if I got any of my investigative knack from anyone, it was good old Barrelborn.
I was just saying to the others that we should probably head up to the shrine.
Aye, but I have a question first before we head off.
Of course.
Apparently, there was a disagreement between Barrelborn and Salt Upon the Breeze when he reared his head.
When it was about 3 years ago, not long before Barrelborn passed away. Salt on the Breeze came here on his ship, and he came into town, and Barrelborn didn't realize who it was and tried to ambush him. Unfortunately, it was too late by that point. Salt on the Breeze managed to get in a rather devastating blow.
Devastating is right. I could clearly tell that he was ailing when he wrote his last entries.
Grandmother tried to treat the wound, but it was too deep. It healed a little, but it took 3 months.
Cut out a bit, Seph.
Sorry.
No worries.
It took about 3 months for everyone to claim him.
He must have been like pretty old though, right, Seph?
Yeah, he was fairly old at that point.
He may not have had much left, but must have sort of shortened his life a bit. But
He wasn't exactly in his prime, but
No.
he had a good 10 years left at least.
Well, just like the Cat Lord, Barrowborn asked me not to be too hard on him. But, well, I don't know. I'm sensing a theme here. Okay. I just wanted to ask. I was curious. Now, everything in that house, everything that's left, it's yours. Yours and Iron's. You are likely to make the most use of it. It's stacked it's filled to the nines with weapons galore. More than you'll likely need, but, well, just know that you have my blessing to use whatever you require.
You what?
It that way.
You watch as Iron gives you a hand sign which indicates thanks. Well, we should probably get going. It won't take long to reach the shrine, but light is not exactly on our side.
Well, quick question. How do I say, no worries, or you're welcome?
She quickly gives you the sign.
Okay, and Storm turns to Iron and does just that.
He smiles and nods.
Okay. I've delayed things enough. We should be on our way.
You make your way back out of the... Let's going to quickly put us back on the map.
Before we head out, Squish is going to gift the toy she was playing with to the little Black Panther kitten that was playing with her.
Sapphire smiles and accepts it happily. Thank you, Mr. Squish.
Yeah, and you look after each other, okay?
We will.
Oh,
It
right.
takes about an hour or so to walk to the mouth of the shrine. Whisper kind of hangs back. There's something she was always told never to go into. So she's going to kind of hang back while the rest of you go in to do what you need to do. Now, quickly shuttle us to that map. The 7 of you enter the shrine. You can see various Chilton runes, a few depictions of a winged serpent, and you see a strangely painted mural of a woman with fiery red hair and green, deep green, with beautiful multicolored wings.
And Jeremiah's going to do his history check.
You can try.
Because he has run into, well, the person that looks a lot like this one,
Okay.
as we had established earlier.
Yep. Yeah, the artist's impression isn't brilliant, but yeah, this looks a lot like a woman you saw hanging out with some Zentarim a long time ago.
Yet. Well, okay, this doesn't make any sense.
In what regard?
You see that woman on that mural?
The redhead?
Yeah.
She's got wings.
Yeah. I think I met her.
Oh.
Except she didn't have wings.
But that statue's like really, really old.
Yeah.
Speaking of strange things.
Yeah.
What's that?
Also, Seph, gotta ask real quick.
Yep.
I don't see a bolt.
Oh, yeah. 1 second.
Bolt's
It's
done
like,
protecting the kittens.
I would have taken
I'd
him
say,
with us.
I'd say Bolt's kind of just sat on your shoulders.
Gotcha.
Sure, I'll show up when we start combat.
Well, it's
So I'll just fling Bolt in once I find him on the list.
that's a nice shadow there.
There is my boy.
Have you not tilted in, Bird? There we go. Yeah. Does anyone want to roll a perception to see if they noticed what's approaching?
Yes.
Yes.
Because bear in mind, you're all looking at this mural, so...
Yeah, still, I would probably see it from the corner of
Bolt.
my eye. You had a 25 earlier.
Okay.
Bolt is blind.
So is Sammy.
Okay.
Working on it.
Ooh! A double one. You guys
Jeremy.
got snake eyes.
Hey, look, there's a pretty bird on the
Jeremy.
list. Ah, my eye! Ah.
Oh, hey, Mr. Squirrel. Squirrel stole my eyebrows. Storm and Jeremiah, you sense movement out of the corner of your eye, and as you turn to look towards the inner shrine, you notice the shadow approaching.
It's a shadow.
The shadow? The shadow. Sorry.
Shadow nose.
Just asked for graham crackers. What's going on?
No, it said something about pilgrims.
Pilgrims, you
Yes.
come to bask in the radiance of the abomination.
And make offering. Storm presents the offering bead.
You hold the bead up. It's a glistening white pearl.
Mm.
The shadow tilts its head slowly. You know our tenants.
Do I?
I didn't know
Roll-
tennis was a religion.
Roll, everyone who's there, roll me religion checks.
Oh. Well.
Storm gets advantage on this.
Oh yeah, fat lot good at dig.
Is it roll religion?
Yep, roll religion. I would say Anarchy gets advantage as well.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Squish has.
I mean, I remember the just being
Ooh.
party time, party time.
Everyone, Squish,
Yes.
Sammy, and Anarchy, you all recall when the mistress gave you a little bit of information, she mentioned something about corruption being key. One of you must walk through the fire. Follow. You watch as he turns and walks across the water.
I'll turn my way, wait for it. I'll walk through the fire.
Dude, I will walk through. I'm already toddling off. I'm following.
Why do I have the feeling that this is my job? To fire walk with him.
Wait for the
I don't walk around the path. I swim.
Also, I can't move.
As you
Bolt.
swim through the water, you find it. Roll me. Oh, sorry.
No worries.
It's because I employed just the image, so it's not got the settings on it. Wait. Storm. Come on, Storm. That represents character. Hang on. Represents Bolt. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That water
There's
looks
my boy.
disgusting.
Anarchy, roll me an investigation check, please.
Why?
This water smells weird.
Okay, I swim fast through and I get out. And I'm like, ew, yucky, yucky, gross. No.
stagnant, full of algae, probably used for sacrifices. You never know.
Not. It doesn't smell natural.
Oh
At
god,
least
she
not
just
of
swam through a pit of oil, didn't she?
that would be telling. As you reach the central plaza of the shrine, you watch as the shadow indicates this little altar here. In the center is a small cup, just the right size for the pearl.
Okay. Storm's gonna make to put the pearl in the cup.
The shadow has. You want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
As you place the pearl in the cup, you watch as the altar catches fire. And I would like anyone still stood in the outer... Squish, Midnight and Samael to make me perception checks, please.
Perception.
Perception. Hang on. Ooh, pretty fire.
Midnight's seen some shit.
1 second. You can feel the heat in the room behind you. In the area behind you, I should say.
Squish is going to look back, expecting this entire thing to be in flames.
Yeah, it's suddenly a raging inferno.
Called it!
The fire, however, is various different colours. It's a rainbow of flame.
The rainbow that you want to see on the.
Isn't that taking
wings.
flaming homosexual to another level?
No. She's the fire's just very, very proud.
It's fabulous!
Fabulous, darling. You'll love it.
Fabulous. As
Anarchy, don't
watching this,
touch the fire.
Okay.
Don't! No!
as you're doing this, the world around you seems to twist and warp. And you are not quite sure what's going on. Everything is shimmering, and the shadow speaks. Darkness. Great darkness. Within the hearts of free.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Behold. The Ancient One.
Oh,
The
no.
one who lived, died, and regret.
It's just
You
like this time. I hate
watch.
those mushrooms so god!
You all watch as the jungle temple shrine is replaced with a beautiful throne room. Strange glowing lines on the floors and walls. And suddenly you can smell blood, fire. As you find yourself in this place. And I would like people to roll me history checks with advantage.
Oh, for fuck.
Well, Storm doesn't know a lot.
Storm is kind of appropriate because you wouldn't know
I
this.
would know. Mm-hmm.
But everyone else, you recognise the two individuals stood in the centre of the room.
The two Ardeths.
You look. Not quite. You see the individual stood with a rapier, wearing white robes and a mask, and you recognise. 1 second. I just need to bring up the thing.
Is it the
You
boss
recognize her as your companion.
Ah, okay.
It's finally over. I finally got you here. And as you look to the other Foreclaimer, you recognize her as the Overseer.
The Overseer or just her sister?
The person you know as the Overseer starts to smile. You should never have come here, my sister. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind rage. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and mortals have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. And as she says this, you notice a creature made of fire has appeared behind her. We whom God partake of my flesh, fill this vessel with your fire. Walk amongst the material once more. Ishala, still the hatred within our hearts, and bless her with eternal peace.
Are we stuck in place or can we move?
You can move.
Cool.
Yeah,
The
Squish
question is-
immediately scurried over next to our Ardeth and is like gripping onto her hand.
Basically, just that I'm getting is that the Overseer kind of wants to possess someone and get out.
As you move around, you realise that everything is illusory. You watch as Ardeth and her sister battle each other, using their most powerful spells, firing at one another, clashing blades. Everything is a spectacle of horror as these two fight. And I just need to quickly roll something. One second. Yeah, Squish, roll me a perception check, please.
Sure.
You can tell Ardeth is very uneasy seeing this being played out. She knows every spell she used. The great ice walls flying up, blocking fireball and stream of flame from her sister Irilith. Eventually, Irilith is able to leap back with superhuman agility and unleashes a fireball spell like any you've ever seen. It barrels towards the ice wall and shatters it before Ardeth flies through using her own magic to accelerate herself and rams her rapier straight through Irilith's chest. You watch as the Overseer, Irilith Behalim, crumples to the floor. Her orange energy lines return to yellow as the fire elemental flees.
Wait, it flees? It doesn't dissipate? It runs away?
Yeah, it runs away.
Oh, so it could still be out there somewhere?
We were told to go through the fire.
Ooh.
We have to fire walk with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
pretty
would
sure
like,
it's in some flammable substance, so...
as you watch Ardeth remove her rapier and coldly turn and walk away. The world shimmers and returns to the shrine. You can see the fire burning the pearl. And Squish, I would like you to roll me another perception, please.
Sure.
You notice Ardeth is holding a mask. The same mask she was wearing in that vision.
You alright?
Yes. I'm fine.
Squish is still holding her hand. Just saying that.
The shadow tilts its head, glaring at Ardeth. Seeped in blood, and you embrace your darkness. Corruption brings evolution. You may continue to walk the flame. The shadow starts to dissipate, and you all watch as the fire leaves the pearl blackened, but intact.
Cool. I'll go... Is the fire out?
Yeah, the fire's out.
Alright, I'll go pick that up. I'll go take that blackened pearl.
Are you sure that's a good idea? That was our offering.
Oh, that was an offering?
No, you... I'll roll me a history check, please.
Boink. Boink. Ugh.
Storm, you do remember that... One second. You do remember that... The priestess told you that you would need to present 3 offerings at the temple
Okay.
once you complete the pilgrimage.
Yep. Okay. Scratch that. Yeah, we gotta take that.
So I go and I pick it up.
Okay.
1 corrupted pearl for Anarchy.
How big is it?
I would say it's about the size of your normal D20.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Pretty
tempted
easy
to
comparison.
follow it just because that's the first one that came to mind.
We need that.
That's how I play Anarchy. My mind has a thought, and I pick out the first ones that aren't super destructive, and I go, cool. Those.
That was in character. Don't. We need
No,
that.
it wasn't. It's just me. This is how I play Anarchy. I literally just go, huh. Alright.
Okay, so corruption brings evolution.
This is
Strange way
weird.
of- Strange way of looking at it.
I mean, corruption brings evolution, then she has evolved to have a red stone in her eye. And he points the direction of the crude mural.
Guys, I don't like this.
Yes, it is.
3 with
Oh, but I'm
great
struggling.
darkness. That was Ardeth. 2 others in our merry band. I can make a guess.
Hmm. Oh, I can make a guess too. The player can make a guess too, because he's been here before. In the chat, in the voice chat, that is.
Mm.
Yeah. Need to figure something out as the player.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Is the fire over here out?
Yeah, the fire's burnt out completely.
Maybe we should find a way to get Anarchy completely cleaned off of oil before she spontaneously ignites.
Is that why it smells bad?
Yeah,
Yeah, petroleum.
you're practically a Molotov right now.
I mean, Midnight
What's a
could do something
Molotov?
about that.
Midnight could set her on fire.
Midnight could also clean her.
He doesn't
One of
know
them-
prestidigitation, I don't think. Does he?
Pretty sure he does, because he was doing sparkles.
That's true.
That was minor illusions. Oh, he does. Okay.
No.
I'm getting my character spells mixed up. All right then. Proud little boy's gonna show off.
Okay. Anarchy,
What,
you are
that
now.
has to show in common?
What?
That sounded remarkably like a sure.
It said he's gonna show off.
No. Midnight said something. It sounded a bit like sure.
Oh, I just made a squeak.
It would have been a really interesting situation that he starts learning common.
Well, we've already established he knows a few words of common.
Hmm.
Mama.
Do we have any empty jars?
I don't know. Do we have any empty jars?
Let's see.
I wanted to do this Legend of Zelda style.
But if we assume we kept our potion bottles, we have at least 3 vials. 3 empty potion bottles.
Then again, that might be magic oil. Not easy to set aflame.
Really? Because it looked like it was real easy to ignite.
But if they still have their bottles, if they show them to me, I'm gonna snatch them out of their hands and go collect, hopefully 3 vials of whatever that crap is.
Okay.
Sure, Squish will give that to you.
You
Yeah.
now have 3 vials of serpent's oil.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Daddy was
Snake
a
oil.
serpent.
Am I about to become a snake oil salesman?
Probably.
No, it's more like a quattle oil sales person.
Is there anything else you wish to do while you're here?
Well, do I even need to make an insight check on Ardeth to see how she's feeling?
You can do so.
Okay. Nice.
You can tell from her body language she's a little more relaxed now.
Oh,
It's the power of goblin hugs. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
And you notice she's placed the mask into her bag.
well, it seems to me you actually came out of that better than I expected.
I've always, since rediscovering what happened in my past, I've always wondered if I did the right thing.
Hmm.
Clearly my sister was so far gone at that point.
Ah,
Killing her was a mercy.
you didn't have the complete picture before. I get that.
It was more I couldn't decide if I'd just killed her for revenge.
But looking at it from another point of view, you gained clarity.
Precisely.
So what I told you was true, from a certain point of view.
I'm happy to hear it, Ardeth.
Well,
All I know is that if the Arcadians are using my sister as their weapon, we have to put a stop to it. They don't know what they're what they're unleashing.
Seems to be a lot of that going around. Your sister, Lord Haramont. Lots
No,
of people-
Haramont knows what he's doing. He wants to destabilize the Holborn government.
Okay.
In order to become the new ruler.
Okay, fair enough.
At least that's what I got from.
I don't think he wants to rule. At least not to sit on the throne.
yeah.
I think he would rather control the crown from behind the throne.
Well,
Or
he
be a
wants
pampered
to
pet
hold.
of the guy in charge.
Well, he wants to hold the power. Whether or not that means that he's the face is a different story.
Precisely.
Never underestimate the happiness of living a pet's life. Squish looks slightly wistful as she says that.
Is there anything else you'd like to do while we're here?
Jeremiah's still confused about having seen the woman on the murals and the repeated imagery of her, probably in this shrine.
Yeah, there's a fair few images of her. There's an image depicting 10 figures, with one stood above them, with a 11th figure stood above them. Roll me a history check.
Hey there, pretty person.
Yeah, as you look at this mural, you can tell this is basically the story of how Chelsa came to be in the Maelstrom Islands. The 10 wizards who sacrificed their lives to teleport the island here, and the one who survived, the one who is now leader of the Church of the Radiant of the Abomination.
Well, that's a history lesson and a half.
I'd also like anyone paying attention to these murals to roll me a religion check.
Sure.
Sure. Squish is very suspicious of the shrine.
Okay, Storm. I'm just going to roll this quickly.
I mean, Jeremiah's paying attention.
Let's see. Storm, Jeremiah, Anarchy, Squish, Icy. You all recognize the symbol of Shah, but it's been scratched out, almost as if it's been scratched out as design. You also notice the symbol of Asmodeus.
Well, I wonder what good old Sam has to do with. And he gesticulates wildly. This.
So Shah was crossed out intentionally as part of the design.
Yeah.
So it's not like someone like vandalized it after. It was like intentionally
No,
made.
This is the anti-Shah League.
Yep. You can tell from the various things Shah is not liked by this organization.
Yeah. Wonder why that is. Grandma.
Yep. Other than that, it's just basically a retelling of what happened.
Can I
You
take
also-
a quick look around the inside of this building?
Yep.
I'm guessing that's investigation.
Yep.
But you're trying to find the Quaddle hidden in the pictures.
As you read through, you know enough Chulton to know references to someone called the Invisible One.
Huh.
And the depiction of her is of a red-headed elf woman.
Huh. I'm gonna commit that to memory, I guess, just to make sure I don't forget.
Red-headed elf woman. But not the one that I was familiar
No,
with.
this is her hair is a much lighter shade of orange
Yeah,
rather than full-on
yeah.
fiery redhead.
Yeah, it's totally not like Anarchy actually knows her.
Hmm. Well, she doesn't. No one knows who this mysterious elf woman was.
Well, I can put 3 and 3 together and I
Yeah.
suddenly end up at
Yeah.
7.
It's obvious who it is, but
To the player, it's
yeah,
obvious.
the players.
To the character, no idea.
I know the characters might have an inkling.
Yeah, if he knew that the mistress was actually an elf.
Yes, Squish would know, and Anarchy would know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You've seen her
You know
when
she's
you
a changeling,
stayed
so
when you stayed at
Does Squish
at her
realize
place.
this?
roll me an intelligence check.
You're killing me with this.
Okay, let's see. You remember the stories that you heard regarding Chaltza and the Invisible One, and you realise that the mistress could possibly have looked like this at some point, but you don't know when, because you don't know her story. Only Anarchy does.
So would I know that's the mistress?
You would probably have guessed.
Awesome. I'm not gonna say anything though, other than she's pretty.
But one thing you do find is a name. Elora.
Laura. Okay.
Squish just looking at the statue, just making her little grumbly noises.
You can tell she's held in some kind of great esteem by the cult.
I'm not sure if that's a great thing to be held in esteem by. I mean, I personally would welcome to the worship of a cult, but
She's not the object of worship, she's more like a saint, sort of thing.
The object of worship is currently in a small side dimension. Just entered a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Together with her friends, Poxeeds.
Yastra.
Yes, the Lady of Waterdeep.
Yep.
Yep.
Lady Sheila.
Yep. Well, and in about 3 years, she'll get to know.
Metagaming a little too much.
A
Not really
very
metagaming, more
interesting trope.
sort of. Not really metagaming, more sort of out of character.
Yeah.
This is
true.
clearly
knocking
out.
about. But yeah. Is there everything you'd like to do in here?
Yeah, just one
Squish is
question.
very uncomfortable and would like to leave.
Just one question. Like,
Yeah.
did we lose any time due to like interdimensional shenanigans?
Not the other time you've been here, so I'd say you've been here for about an hour. Give or
Okay.
take.
Just wondered if any time dilation-y nonsense was going on.
No.
Wibbly
Okay.
wobbly, timey wimey.
Exactly.
Never use that phrase.
But it's so like efficient and like practical. It explains
It's
everything.
it's the 10th Doctor. That's all I have
And
to
it's wasn't
say.
the only one to say it. 11
Yeah.
two.
Okay, before we
Yeah.
make DM drop rocks on us, shall we go?
Yeah. That phrase is like the red note of rage to me in regards to Doctor Who.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's bad. It's bad screenwriting.
considering the 10th Doctor even turned around and says, "I have no idea where he gets it from," when 11 used it in front of a War Doctor.
Yeah.
Even 10 thought it was cringy. No,
Yeah,
we're digressing.
Sometimes
We're
they are.
digressing.
Come on,
Back to D&D.
we're burning daylight. Come on.
We'll be burning Anarchy in
No.
minutes. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Midnight got the oil.
You all start to make your way out of the shrine. And to save time, we're just going to skip straight to the map. So, Anarchy, did you happen... Oh, you... No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What?
It's not important.
Don't
All I
like
will
that.
say is that the oil you have is a very valuable ingredient for something.
I can make a guess.
Awesome. So I drink it immediately. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
You all make your way back along the path, Whisper leading the way, heading back into the village of Ocean's Bounty.
Seph, you know, if you archive the images, it'll be a little bit easier for you to swap maps.
I know, but these ones are kind of want a minute's notice, so...
You can pull them out of the archive in literally 2 seconds.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you...
And then
Yeah.
you have the DM bitching and moaning about the fact that we're going somewhere where they thought we would have stopped going 3 weeks ago.
You all make your way back to the village. Whisper takes you back to the house. She goes, "It would not make sense to go any further down the road this time of day. We should probably get started first thing in the morning."
That sounds like a smart idea.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Jungle's dangerous enough during the day. At night is practically suicide.
You'd be glad to have you as guests.
We'd be happy to be guests.
Whisper takes you back to the house. She briefly explains to the kittens to get stuff ready for cooking. And I'd say you're getting into just it's starting to get dark when the food is ready. It's just a simple stew made with whatever roots they could find, bits of salted meat thrown in. It's filling, it's nice enough. It's not gourmet food unlike the stuff you just had recently, but it fills a hole.
Yeah, well, Storm's going to be enthusiastically eating the shit out of that stew. It tastes like home. It is home. It's home cooking. Yeah.
The funny thing is, Storm, this tastes very familiar to you.
Oh. Oh, really?
Yes, you remember as a kitten that wind in the grass would sometimes bring you little bowls of stew when you were sick.
Oh.
And this tastes exactly the same.
Oh. Just like wind in the grass used to make. You make it just like her.
My grandmother made sure to teach me the recipe.
Cue Anton ego scene.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like there's like
Hey, there's a
tears.
rat in the kitchen. What the hell?
There's tears streaming down Storm's face, but he's trying to keep it together. Like he's trying to keep his voice level, but the tears are.
Roll
going.
me a stealth check.
Yay!
No one notices.
Woo!
They're just enjoying the stew.
So is Storm.
Hmm.
She made this all the time when I was ill. Made me feel like tons better. Beats any potions of healing. That's for sure.
I don't know. In the heat of battle, I would rather have a potion than a stew. But this is awesome.
Nom, 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 nom.
Squish just has it all over her mouth. Whenever Squish eats, she always has like just the stains around the mouth.
Squish.
Eh,
Eating with full force.
what?
But I didn't say anything. It was the player talking.
Oh, right.
Anarchy, like that person who eats, who chews everything, even if it's like not something that should be chewed, kind of like ice cream. I do that. I do that.
You can chew ice cream.
Squish just
I
has-
know, but people look at me like I'm crazy.
Squish
I
just
trust-
has the food ring like a toddler that's been eating chocolate or spaghetti. It's just around the mouth. Like a demented food clown.
Well, so is Storm, and he's a grown ass like giant cat man, so you're in good company.
Yay!
Yeah, he's just fucking like drinking from the bowl.
Strip, 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 strip.
Exactly. Very enthusiastic about his meal. Trust the kittens are getting their fill?
Oh yeah, they're tucking in happily.
Good. They're gonna need those nutrients.
Oh, got to see the meat we got was going to go juice.
It's going to go to good use for quite a long time. And I'm really glad I got that at 20.
Mm.
And I'm figuring Bolt just friggin' like went out to the like ocean and just snapped up some fish for his meal.
Yeah, he went to sort himself out.
Yeah, he can take care of himself. He's a big boy.
So, you spend the pleasant evening sat around chatting, going over the events of the day. Is there anything you'd all like to do?
Squish is playing with the kittens again.
Okay.
I think I'll go exploring one more time, and then if I don't find anything, I'll come back and play with the kittens as well.
Because which way you plan to go?
The bigger house across the river.
You make your way across, and you find this is just a carpenter's workshop, a boatyard, basically. You can see boats in various stages of construction. Some are finished, some still have a bit of way to go. There's various bits of framework that are not quite put together yet.
Alright. Ooh, that tiny house across all the bridges.
As you get there, you can see a lot of little wooden plaques with strange words you can't quite recognize written on them. The language is... I'm sorry?
Are they carved into the little planks, or are they like written on it?
They're carved into planks, and they've sort of been embossed with a little bit of
I'll
blacking.
trace them with my fingers, because I like touching things.
Seph,
Yep.
I was gonna say, like, once everyone was done with their thing, Storm was gonna head over and say goodbye to Barrowborn properly.
You head to the same place.
Yep, that's what I thought. So,
Anarchy, Storm, do you arrive... I'd say Storm would have got there first, since he knew where he was going.
yep.
But yep, Anarchy, as you look around, you suddenly realise Storm is stood there.
Oh. Has he noticed me? Because I'll stealth if he hasn't noticed me.
Oh, I know you're there. I cannot be surprised.
Roll me stealth check, please, Anarchy.
Oh, just give Squish time. She'll surprise you.
No, I mean, I literally...
I know what you mean.
And Storm, what's your passive perception?
16.
Yeah, Anarchy is able to keep herself unnoticed.
Just reading the rules on my fancy magic thing. Shit, yeah.
I'm gonna just watch a little bit, do like a bunch of little creeping animal moves, you know? Like I'm a ambush predator or something, because those are my vibes.
Okay, I have to ask. I have to spoil the surprise because Seph, you gave me a magic bow that literally says I cannot be surprised.
I would say.
I'm not trying to surprise you.
I know. I was just asking Seph, will I know?
I would say because she's friendly. Yeah, it doesn't glow.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Allies are exempt. Okay.
So it's like the spider sense.
Yeah.
I think functionally it's supposed to be like Sting, so
It blues glow.
basically.
I just figured it worked like the alarm spell because it automatically wakes you up if people try to surprise you.
It does, but I'd say if you're awake, it's more like Sting.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, Anarchy is being a stealthy so-and-so.
Mm-hmm. So, Storm, what are you doing?
Well, let's find Captain Barrowborn's plaque.
You look through the plaques. Some of them are quite old. It's obvious that some of them have been here for a long time. Some of them are people that basically died not long after you were found by Barrowborn.
Mm.
But eventually you find the less well-made plaques, the ones that you can tell have just been quickly put together by a child doing her best.
Oh.
And eventually you find whispers, and eventually you find whispers little plaques for Wind in the Grass and Barrowborn next to each other.
So, Storm is like, that kid's had to do so damn much. So much she shouldn't have ever had to do. I felt like I grew up too fast. She's got me beat. And he crouches down. Kind of sits there for a moment. Thinking about things. And he pulls out from his inventory Barrowborn's journal and his glasses. And lays them next to his plaque. Or in front of it, whichever works.
I would say since it's about halfway up the wall, you wouldn't really be able to do that.
Oh. Is there anywhere I can leave them?
I would say not.
Okay, well.
You also get the impression that Barrowborn would want you to have them as well. So.
Okay. Well, I was going to leave these here for you, but nowhere to leave them, and you'd want me to have them. Okay. Definitely keeping the badge. You made that perfectly clear. That was mine, and mine alone. And he just rubs down his face. I haven't been good with my feelings in the very long time I've been away. I was always closed off, and I only became more closed off, especially once I heard that this place had gone. And now I'm here, after 2 weeks travel to Gale Bay and finding out gods exist and Ocean's Bounty's still around and Dad's not a huge asshole. Oh, and yeah, the Cat Lord is a thing. Been a wild couple of days. 2 weeks of travel to find out that everything I knew, or thought I knew, was wrong. And 3 days where everything has just been turned on its head. All the patterns I knew, all the logical lines of reasoning, just kaput.
What up is down and short is long.
But I'm here now. I should have come back sooner. I didn't know. No one told me anything. And I didn't think to check. I just took them for their word. All the people in the Admiralty. Oceans, what? I don't know. Kind of spinning my wheels here, just talking. Words are useless now. I just wish I could say I'm sorry. I know you meant well. I just took it too harshly. You just wanted me to get out of my own fucking head! I guess it worked, but I wish it didn't take. I just wish it didn't take that. And it didn't stick. Couldn't find out anything about Dad in the Admiralty. And I just ended up back in my own head again. It's only thanks to Bolt I got out of bed in the morning. And the fact that while I was there, I still did good. I like doing good. I hope that's enough to do honor by your memory, Captain. Captain. I never did call you Dad, did I? And he just flips through the journal to the last entry. But you always called me your son. I wish I could have. I wish you could hear me say what I'm about to say, but I love you, Dad. You always did right by me, even when I didn't get it, didn't understand it, and it's belated, but I guess all that's left to say now is goodbye. But you knew me very well. You knew I'd come back eventually, because a piece of me never leaves. It won't leave the Admiralty. It won't leave Ocean's Bounty. And a piece of you will never leave me either. So, I hope that will suffice. And one day I'll see you again, in some shape or form.
I get the feeling that he knows.
Whoa!
As you hear that, you turn around and see Rowan stood there, wearing a dark frock coat over his usual barman's waistcoat.
Lord Rowan, I'd ask how long you've been there, but you probably saw
I would say I came around about the time you started to tear up a little.
that. Yeah. Tried letting loose earlier. I couldn't quite come, but here, seeing this, seeing poor Whisper having to do all this work.
Almost as though the gods were organising something, isn't it?
The gods, yes.
I
Kind of sprung it all on me at once.
Well, for what it's worth, I barely have any machinations these days.
And I bet you're glad of that.
No, I just prefer to go with the flow.
Well, that's something I'm going to try and do now. I think Barrelboard would want it that way. And
Tabaxi are fun-loving, and we love nothing more than causing a little bit of chaos.
so I heard. I haven't always been the best at doing that.
Well, what can I say? Reacting to chaos is as good as the same thing, so... Which is why I hope you'll get a good night's sleep.
Oh. You know what? I think I will. And I might have a little nightcap to help me on my way. Just a smidgen. And he like raises the Nectar of the Gods and gives it a shake.
I'm glad you enjoy that.
Oh, I loved it. And well, I hope you don't consider this a waste. And Storm like uncorks it and just, I don't know. You'll just,
Let's just few drops splash.
yep.
Rowan just smiles. There's no shame in giving a drink to someone who can't have any. Or at least
Oh.
isn't present for it.
It's just a swig for him and a swig for me. The Storm just takes the slightest swig, not to get drunk, obviously. Just, you know.
I'll leave you to your thoughts for now.
Okay, Lord Rowan,
Yes?
did you just come by to, I don't know, lay the proverbial hand on my shoulder?
Pretty much. No one spreads it around or anything. I've got my reputation to think of. Just because I'm a barman, so I suppose it's my job to be there for people who need a shoulder to cry on.
I appreciate it, Lord Rowan.
You're welcome. He kind of makes his way to leave, and as he does, Anarchy, he turns and smiles at you.
I smile and do a little finger wave, but I keep quiet.
As he does that, you notice, as he steps towards the bridge, the doorway from the bar suddenly appears in thin air. He walks into it, it closes and vanishes.
I just do that thing where like you freeze and like you have the same expression on your face that you were left with, but you just blink rapidly a few times.
The travel is really cool, you guys.
Yep.
Had Storm walked off yet?
I don't know. I think he might just... He'll stay there for a bit longer, but he will, like, leave. Because the cat lord said, get a damn good night's sleep. So,
Yeah, I'll wait. Anarchy's gonna wait till you leave and then approach the little... I guess it's sort of like a grave.
It's more like a memorial.
Yeah, and then they'll approach the memorial after Storm leaves.
Yeah, I'll say Storm leaves now.
Alright, Anarchy approaches the same memorial that you were spending your time over and just kind of, hi, I'm sorry you're dead. But it's okay. You may not know them, but my friends will take care of you, and you are missed. Storm seems to really miss you at least, so you're not forgotten. My friends will take care of you, and I'm sorry you're dead. Bye! And then I leave.
Aww.
Oh. Anarchy, as you're going back, I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Please don't fail me now, rolling. You've failed me a few times.
Yeah, you
Gosh,
didn't notice anything.
Yeah. You don't see Rowan sitting in the corner under a tree.
You make your way back to the house, and everyone's just about getting ready to turn in for the night.
I get one good pounce in on the person who's least expecting it.
That would probably be Ardeth, to be honest.
Wait, is she in a bad mood? Is she sad?
No, she's in a fairly
Cool.
useful
Pounce.
mood. Oh, Anarchy, is everything alright?
Yes. And I just lay. Is she sitting down or she's standing up?
She's sat down, kind of like in the corner.
I just drape myself across her lap and just kind of like, yeah, everything's cool, and I don't move.
Ardeth is kind of... I would say she's smiling, but it's like an awkward smile for someone who's not quite used to this sort of thing.
I'm face down on her. I don't see that.
But she's wearing a mask, so...
That's also true. Just lay there for a few minutes, and I'll get up, and I'll be like, pat her head, bye! And then I run off.
Yeah, Ardeth is just kind of confused by the whole interaction. She's still kind of dealing with her cultural programming at this point.
And casual shows of affection are a good way to help.
Well, Jeremiah's still trying to fix up a wonky table. What? Every house has a wonky table.
That's true.
It's like you go to a supermarket, they always have a shopping cart with a squeaky wheel.
You'll all
At
notice,
least one.
you'll all notice that the kittens are already got in their little sort of like hammock sort of arrangement. Just in a little side room, or just a little bit to the side.
Oh.
Whisper's kind of pulled the curtain across to let them sleep, basically.
Yeah. But I see it, and I do like a little quiet, like, you know when you get so excited with emotion, but you have to be quiet, so you do a bunch of like jumping and like fist bumping, but you're dead quiet? That's what Anarchy does.
So three kittens are just asleep. Whisper is quickly conversing with Iron over what's going on. Basically filling in that she's going to be travelling for a few days with the party. He seems happy enough. He knows that they're not likely to have any monster attacks in the next few days, especially with the T-Rexes being killed. In fact, I would like Storm to do me a quick nature check.
Yep. Nature, please. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yet, you noticed as you came through the jungle that the wildlife seem to be aware of what you've done to the T-Rex. They can smell it on you.
Uh-huh.
And they know better than to try to attack.
Nice.
For now.
They know.
Rockstar?
Well, good news. Couldn't help but notice the other animals giving us a wide berth after our encounter with the T-Rexes. They can smell it on us. So we are basically the alphas right now. And that's a position we'd want to keep. So we should take advantage of that as long as it lasts.
I'd also like anyone who's listening carefully to make me a perception check.
Perception. He's being quiet, but he's there.
Okay.
Where are you, Stormy boy? Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah, everyone listening carefully, you can hear far in the distance an unusual hissing roar.
What?
But it's quite far away.
The hell's that?
Can I identify what the creature is?
Ditto.
Roll me history checks.
I think everyone wants to know that, so...
Why? This is
Anarchy,
the game of failure here right now.
Anarchy, I would... you aren't exactly 100% familiar with this noise, so all you can tell is it's big and far away.
I try to mimic the noise quietly to myself.
Everyone else, you're also having difficulty identifying it. It sounds very similar to Midnight.
Even Storm with his nat 20 of history?
I'm getting to that.
Sorry.
But something isn't quite right. However, Storm, you know the stories.
Mm,
Far to the northern edge of the island, near the lagoon,
mm.
of the great green worm.
Okay.
An ancient... It's not even a dragon anymore. It died so long ago, and somehow it has haunted these jungles to the north.
Oh boy.
It's never come this far south,
Oh, so
but you know that far to the north, this creature hunts the living for their flesh.
Mm, mm,
It is ancient, evil,
mm.
and undead.
Okay.
You know that this is a green Draco Lich.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. And that's all the
But-
information. Oh, sorry. carry
But you know it will not leave its territory.
on. Mm.
Unfortunately, you're all heading towards it.
Yep. Okay. And that's all the information?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So Storm just crosses his arms and just leans back just a slightly and just says, "You all hear that?"
Yeah, it's hard to miss.
Mm. That's the great worm. It used to be a green dragon. Now it's a green dragon lich. It's all the way up to the north. Problem being, we have to go that way. It is not like our young friend Midnight here. It's purest, most brutal evil you can imagine, and it hunts and eats living things. So, best be prepared for trouble.
That's
Good
concerning.
news. The good news is this, it doesn't leave its territory. But bad news is we're heading into it. Mm-hmm. But while we're here, we're safe. So, thanks heavens for small mercies. Was there anything I left out in my little?
No, you pretty much covered it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Liches.
Well, we have a cleric in our party, and who knows? We may not have to tangle with it at all. But,
Lich. Isn't that the stuff that grows on cave walls?
no, that's Lichin.
A
Oh,
lich is a very powerful undead.
Mm-hmm.
And here I thought it was a fruit.
No, that's
Oh
a
wait,
lich.
that's
lychee.
lychee.
you're stealing my bit, Jeremiah.
What? It takes two to tango.
I do recall that the mistress sent a group of adventurers to deal with a lich in... Well, it was some sort of pocket dimension. The Castle of Bone.
Cattle made of bone.
No,
I get a lot of
it's...
beef off that.
A castle
Yeah.
made out of bone? Well, that's even weirder.
It's to do with an old tradition at the end of the year called... I don't know, some sort of gift-giving ritual.
Oh, the frost thingy.
Frostfather, yes, that's the one.
Never truly believed in him until, well, Holly told me about it. Guy's son died.
Yes, I
So
believe.
Holly had talked about him as if she had met him in the flesh.
Yes, Balzo said something about him going to have to destroy his lich form in order to completely revive him. Personally, I thought it was a story, but given Balzo's unique powers, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, the only other person that I heard about the Frost Father from was this elven guy He thought he was a hotshot. All he could do is make a snowstorm in a glass. He said, "Oh, I got this book from the Frost Father.
So,
Very
Seph,
rare."
I have a
Yeah.
question. Has
Yeah.
Storm ever actually experienced like snow and frost and whatnot? Because in Chotza, probably not. But
No,
it-
he would not.
Yeah, so I meant to ask what the climate was like in Central.
Central, I would say, is kind of like Normandy.
Okay, but yeah, Storm has not experienced snow or frost.
No, he's not experienced snow. Actually, I'd say it's like southern, middle to southern France. So it's not very warm, but it's starting to get warm. But there's less chance of snow.
So,
There ain't no
question
ice.
number 2.
Yeah.
Have there been stories about why the Great Worm, Green Worm rather, ended up the way it was? Or was it just a classic case of dragon too angry to die?
You recall that the shadowed one from the shrine depiction
Hmm.
was said to have cheated a green dragon into her service, and it was so angry at what she did to trick him that he remained alive.
But he forgot to kill over and die.
Pretty much.
Point.
Yeah, the shadowed one that we saw back in the temple.
She, to be fair, she did actually kill this dragon.
She killed him, then tricked
Well-
him into service, and he was pissed.
Yeah.
Well, you would be pissed when you're a lich too, I would presume.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I mean, I feel the not dying thing. I'm gonna live forever.
Just make sure you don't ruin your pretty face in the process. The whole lichification thing can be rather messy.
Oh no, I'm not gonna become a lich. I'm just gonna live forever.
Ah!
I'm not gonna die.
You know what, don't you? You could probably pull that off just out of sheer mischief.
we're still wondering why she's on the mirror.
So, is there anything else you wish to do tonight?
Well, Squish is now a little distracted with everyone talking about lifespans.
Oh.
She seems to be
Well-
having a think.
Mm-hmm.
May I insight to see if I notice this?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
Squish, would you like to roll me a... I'm going to say intelligence. Squish appears deep in thought.
You're like staring at midnight.
Copper for your fort, Squish?
Oh, it's nothing.
It's clearly something.
Squish, go look around. Is the rest of the party listening?
Is anyone else listening?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to find
As soon as Storm had mentioned it, Jeremiah's torn from his thoughts and brought to that situation, so he's listening as well.
Maybe it's something to discuss privately.
Aye, I was just about to say, if you want to take this outside, we could definitely do that.
Yeah. She's gonna pat her dozing dragon and wander outside.
Okay.
Bolt's gonna hang back too. Maybe cuddle up to midnight. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yep.
They're bros now.
Mm-hmm. So, two of you are still outside.
Well, I was just thinking about what you guys are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking about a little while ago when I got in a lot of trouble. I nearly died. It was not fun. Do you know how long dragons live?
I should, Seph. I have a
Roll me
lot
nature
of
with advantage.
knowledge about that.
Yeah, roll me nature with advantage. Yeah, you know that dragons can live for thousands of years.
Oh yes, dragons can live like thousands upon thousands of years. Tens of
Yeah.
thousands. Longer.
Yeah, I know. Do you know how long goblins live?
Well, I could definitely say off the top of my head, not as long. Nowhere near.
Usually between 40 and 55 years.
Oh. I see the issue.
Yeah. I guess I'm getting a little bit worried about him. I mean, what's he gonna do when I'm not there?
Well,
I'm sure by the time of your passing, he'll.
You're not in.
we're having a
Samael.
private conversation.
No, didn't. I thought. Never mind.
We
No
went
worries.
outside.
Yeah.
Well, dragons are smart and they get really attached to. Actually, do they get attached, Seph, to like those precious few?
I would say they're known to,
Yeah.
but they also
Metallics,
understand. They also understand that mortals will fade and die eventually.
Mm.
It's sort of ingrained into them.
Mm.
He's still
Dragons.
he's just
Sorry,
a
you
baby.
first. He's not going to be a baby for too much longer. Dragons grow fast. By the time he's like, I don't know, 5, maybe a bit older, he'll basically be comparable to us. Then he's just going to get bigger and smarter and more powerful. He's going to outpace us really fast. So you will see him grow up, for sure. And he's going to remember you the entire time he's alive. All of those tens of thousands of years.
I'd say it takes about 20 years for him to become equivalent age of a teenager in terms of physical development.
Okay.
Mentally, he'll be much more advanced.
Okay.
He'll
Yeah.
still be just a little guy.
In his hearts
He
of
will-
hearts.
He will be twice the size of a horse.
He's
About
still
twice.
little. He's still a teeny dragon.
In his hearts of hearts, he'll be the same sweet kid he always was. Just twice the size of a horse.
I don't know. I just kind of worry.
You're a mother, it's your job. I worry about Bolt every time he flies into combat on my account.
It's just, even if I live to the longest span of what goblins do, he'll still just be a little kid when I go away. It's not a lot of time.
Well, then all you can really do is make the most of every moment you have with him. Every single one. And don't be like me, and don't squander your time thinking on useless things that you can't change.
Yeah, but have you met teenagers? Teenagers are dumb and easily misled.
Yeah! We were all teenagers once.
What's gonna happen if he meets like this really mean red dragon, and then he tries to like show off and impress it, and he falls in the wrong crowd?
Oh. Well, I admit, I don't truly know the answer to that. But I do know that we'll all still be here to help Middy out. We're all his family, I reckon. I mean, I've only been with you a few days, but I'm pretty damn attached.
Thanks.
That's the least I could do. He's a sweet kid. One of the sweetest I think we all know.
Yeah, I thought you'd understand. I'm just a little
Look.
worried.
Look, I don't know if we can achieve something similar with you and Midnight, but me and Bolt, we have a magical bond due to like my connection with nature and with him. Bolt's gonna live as long as I do, maybe there's a way that we can achieve a similar result with you at midnight. I don't know. I'd like to help in that if I can, but Bolt's a beast, Midnight's a dragon, but I don't know if that would make it harder or easier. This is entirely beyond my abilities, but it's worth looking into. You know, I've been thinking.
The only thing I've been thinking of is to talk to the big gold guy.
Yes.
Crying Kindling.
Crying Kindling. Which is a name that's far easier to pronounce than I thought it would be. Well,
like the other dragon, he seemed like a nice. Well, he didn't eat us, that was one thing. But I don't think he'll be a great influence in the long run.
No, you're definitely going to want Crying Kindling to rear.
The other dragon. The other dragon, by the way, was called Vaselnid.
Yep. And that's the first you're hearing of another dragon.
Yep. Oh, so you've met more than one outside of Midi and Krindovin.
More than you'd know.
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of used to that by now.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm just making myself sad. I gotta go in and maybe sleep.
Squish.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Krindovin, me and you. Maybe there's something we can do to at least give you more time.
Just to say, it's Crying Kindling.
Crying Kindovin.
Well, I've got about 20 years. I'll be alright, I think.
Well, that's the right attitude, I suppose. Make the most of it, but we're still going to try and push for it.
Yeah.
I promise.
Squish is still a little dark. Her little ears are a little droopy. And she's just heads back in.
So, is there anything else anyone would like to do before you all turn in?
No.
Okay. You all settle into various little alcoves and nesting areas that you can basically set up. Whisper goes to her little bed. Iron has his own just in the opposite corner. And you all settle off for a good night's sleep.
Just a second, Seph. I'd like to do something real quick.
Sure.
I'm just going to flip a coin here. Okay. Storm's actually going to go back to the old home and sleep in his old cot for the night.
Okay. I'd like to know what everyone's passive perceptions are, please.
16.
Squish 12, Midnight 14.
Oh, and I just said, Bolt stayed with the kids.
Same as 12.
Okay. So, if you give me 1 second.
I swear to God, if anyone's going to fuck with these kids.
Everyone who's still in Whisper's house, what
Yes.
are you going to do now that you've just woken up?
I mean, what did we hear?
You didn't hear anything.
What? Why?
Because the DM said it.
Have we been woken in the night, or is it dawn?
It's just coming up to dawn now. You can just see it creeping through the windows.
Squish is gonna glance around and see what she sees.
Are you going to look out the window?
Sure.
You rolled perception. As soon as you look out the window towards the well, you see half a dozen men in, I would say, fairly raggedy clothes. It's obvious that they don't get a chance to change clothing much into something new and not damaged, but yeah, they're stood there and they have cutlasses and hand bows.
Uh-oh. Guys. Back, guys.
What?
Does Bolt see this? Because I left Bolt with the kids.
Yes, Bolt very much sees this.
Hellish screeching ensues.
Oh shit! What the fuck is? As soon as Bolt starts screeching, these men all get their weapons ready.
Now, would that wake up a storm upon the sea?
I would say so. Yes.
Yep, so he's up and getting out there, heading towards the screech, swords drawn.
Okay. So, which way are you going to enter the house? Front door, where all the... Front door or the back door?
Which one's closest?
The back door.
Then the back door.
Okay. You make your way in, the kittens are not quite panicking, but they're not sort of just been woken up state.
Middy and Squish is putting themselves between the kittens and the door.
Ardeth kind of jumped up and she's like, "What the hell's going on?"
Back, guys.
That's what I'd like to find out. Bolt, what's the scoop?
Bolt kind of... If you've seen Harvey Birdman and you're familiar with the eagle in that, it's basically giving the quick making loud calls, and Bolt is somehow translating them into understandable language. Avenger, that's the character's name.
Guys,
Birdman, get in here.
Guys with swords. Guys with bows.
And cutlasses too. I got the gist.
Yeah.
Get on the roof.
You know that these are pirates.
Looks like we have visitors, and I have an inkling who it might be.
Can I get on the roof from inside the house?
Well, we kind of
No, you
invited
would not be able
family.
to.
We did. So it's now 4 days since we traveled together, and more sudden arrivals. Okay.
Well, let's just see what they wanted.
That's the plan.
At least they didn't torch the place. I can't smell any burning
Yet.
wood. I'm hoping that it stays that way.
Yeah, these pirates just... You can tell they're still just trying to identify where the screeching came from.
Okay. Well, can I actually get on the roof stealthily from inside the house? Did you say yes or no?
No, you cannot. You'd have to go outside.
All right. Are the pirates surrounding all of us?
No, they're in front of the house where the well is, just there.
Can I climb out a back window of the house and then climb on top of the roof?
You can go out the back door and use the water barrel as a leg up.
As a what?
A leg up. You can use it to climb up.
Oh, cool. Yep. All right. So I'll stay on the side that's slanted away from them and just watch them with my keen eyes.
Okay, roll me an acrobatics check.
Bum, 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 bum.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, you managed to scramble up pretty quickly and silently. So you're just kind of head poking up over the edge of the roof, just looking at them.
Is there anywhere that Squish can see where the kittens could successfully hide?
Pretty much the entire house is full of easy hiding places. After all, this was a house built by a Thieves Guild member.
Then Squish is going to help the kids hide.
Okay. The kittens are kind of still half asleep as you kind of bundle them into various little nooks and crannies. But yeah, they kind of they just kind of settled down. They don't know really what's going on. They're still half asleep.
I get the impression that won't be necessary. Call it a hunch. But better safe than sorry.
I've seen guys like this before. They
Aye.
don't tend to leave a lot behind.
Well, it depends on who's leading them, doesn't it?
They're coming after my crew.
Okay.
So, what's the plan?
I'm
Squish
just
is
going
not
to-
leaving the kittens alone.
So we take him now. Oh, we got the element of surprise.
Ah!
Squish
No.
always still has the coin to Colts'.
Do you say that to Squish?
Squish.
What? What?
Maybe you could ask your sister what this is all about, using that coin.
Oh, yeah. Squish pulls out the coin.
Okay.
You, real quick. I need to ask you a question.
Oh, what is it, Squish? It's bloody early.
You know, Salty, we're talking about.
Yeah?
Is this crew like full of raggedy ass men?
Squish, we're talking about pirates here.
Okay, hang on. Squish gonna look at the window and see if she can spot any identifying marks.
All you can notice is that they have a strange tattoo on their hands. Back of their hands.
Squish, see what it is? Or does she need to roll perception?
I would say investigation.
Okay.
You can barely make it out, but it appears to be an octopus of some kind.
Does this crew have tattoos of octopuses on their hands?
I think so. I've not really met many of them, to be honest.
What percent would you be sure?
Oh god, it's too early, Squish. I really don't know. I know we've got a couple of ships in Chaltz's general area at the minute, but that's all I know.
Alright, okay. If you don't hear from me in a little while, avenge me. Bye.
What? Oh god, I'm just gonna go back to bed.
Oh, Squish, yeah.
Avenge me.
Pretty much, avenge me. Squish says, basically, Storm, she says that your dad's crew might have the octopus things. She's not sure.
Storm's already gone. Storm and
shit.
Bolt already left.
Where'd he go?
He
Where
went
have
up
you
to
gone?
meet the pirates.
Okay.
And he
Pirates.
his goddamn swords. But Bolt's with him.
Yeah, the second you open the door, the pirates hear and they all turn and level their bows at you. Oh, hold it right there, you.
Mm-hmm. Will do. Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, I want to know what you're doing here. You told us just a couple of kids here.
Yep, you're quite right. There are a couple of kids and their caretaker, and myself and my companions are guests. We help them get food. She's helping guide us through the jungles. That's about the size of it.
I would like you to roll me persuasion, please.
Come on, Koo. Wow, Storm. Kubar's the player.
Alright, well, you're so you're their guests, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I want to know what their badge is all about.
It's my guardsman's badge. I used to live here.
You used to live here.
Yep. 15 summers ago, I left.
I would like anyone who's watching to roll me a perception check.
Sure.
Perception.
Eh.
There's something going on. I don't know what it is.
Yep. Let's see who. Yeah, he just. I'd say Storm, you have advantage because he's right in front of you.
Oh, am I rolling perception 2?
Hey, oh, you
Yeah.
did-
Yeah, 24.
My perception roll apparently didn't go through.
Since
There it is.
There we
Sorry
are.
about that. Yeah, sorry, who was it? Yeah, Storm and Jeremiah. You just see the colour kind of drain from the leader's face as he says that.
Are they all human or mix?
Yeah, I'd say it's a mix. There's a couple of humans, one elf, and a dwarf.
I'm guessing some bells have rung, huh, Sailor?
Yeah, you could say that. Oh, shit.
Am I correct in assuming that you are the crew of Salt Upon the Breeze?
You're bloody right they are.
Mm.
And as you hear that, you turn to see another pirate, this time a little better dressed, holding a cutlass with his own hand crossbow aimed straight at you.
Oh, fuck.
And I want to know what Admiralty scum thinks he's brave enough to use my bloody name. 'Cause I can smell Centurial on you, boy.
Mm-hmm. You smell central on me, and that you can't really tell you're looking in a mirror. I could see why Whisper said that you'd know who you were looking for on sight, but seems your nose is fouling up your senses.
Well, aren't you a confident?
Oh. Cat Lord preserve me. Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean, it's kind of my job. Investigator of the Admiralty.
So don't tell me that's your brother.
No. This is my father. Salt
Hi,
on the
Dad.
breeze.
Fucking excuse me?
I'm your son that you left here in the care of Captain Barrowboard 40 summers ago.
You watch as the large Tabaxi pirate kind of reaches to his... He kind of puts down the crossbow and kind of... He sort of sheaves it and then kind of reaches to rub his good eye. It's just... Oh my... By the gods. And music's not playing.
It's on my end.
I mean,
Right,
Ancient
one
Right's
second.
playing. Like,
Yeah. He's blinking. He can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. Apparently, you did come looking for me right after I left.
Yeah, I mean, old Balborn said that you'd gone off with some skags from the Admiralty.
Mm-hmm. I thought it would help me track you down in the end, but they didn't know shit about you. They're very good at eluding them.
I'm a pirate, boys.
You know
Yeah,
what they do to pirates.
You literally only have like a paragraph in your file. That's impressive.
I wouldn't be the pirate I was if I weren't that good.
So, you're here now, I'm here now.
Yeah, old guys tell me once the sharks decided to calm down a bit, but I was to come up here and see if these kids were okay.
They've been holding up pretty well, from what I can tell. Whisper is a damn fine caretaker.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm guessing you'd like to see them.
Ah, well, it wouldn't behove me not to obey my lord and master. So, lead the way, boy.
I pop my head over the roof and I have like my short bow ready and everything. Or no, I had my short sword ready and everything. Pop my head over the high point of the roof and go, "Are we not fighting or?"
At ease, Captain Anarchy.
Yay! And then I just lean. You just see me lean back, like backwards off the roof, the other side of the roof.
My God. I've not seen skill like that in a hell of a long time.
Oh, you're not gonna make her do an athletics check this week?
No.
I'm just swinging through swing in the window.
Squish
Last
on the
person.
standing stone again. Yeah, it's okay. We're okay. We're fine. It's salt in the breeze. You don't have to avenge me. Bye.
Oh, God, I'm gonna kill him next time I see him. As Salt enters, you just see this massive, well-built panther tabaxi man with one eye. So, well, seems I'm a bit overdue, but coming in to check on you lot. He's just kind of looking around. Whisper is kind of... She's not exactly welcoming of him, but she just kind of gives him a few quick words in Tabaxi and he replies. Basically just words to the effect of, well, we're here, we're fine, we're not ready yet. And he just kind of, oh, fair enough.
So basically, we just start.
Essentially. Storm obviously hears the actual words, but...
Yeah.
I look this big panther dude up and down and go, you're a lot bigger when I'm not standing on a roof.
I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with you, Missy. I've not seen sneaking like that
I'm quite
since...
happy myself.
Well, I ain't seen successful sneaking like that since, you know who, the Witch of Ventrol.
Voldemort. Couldn't resist. You know who? I had to.
He said, well, like I say, was it anyone like to roll a history check on what he just said?
Yes, because obviously I'm paying attention to what Dad's saying.
Nope.
Squish and Sammy, you noticed he said Ventrol, as in the Ventrolian Empire.
I'm guessing with a 21, Storm got that too.
You wouldn't be too familiar with the name,
That's fair.
but you know that there's only one thief in the Ventrolian Empire.
He's talking about the mistress.
Oh,
The skills.
mistress.
Yeah.
So would I know he's alluding to the mistress, or does that just go over Storm's head?
Yeah. Storm would probably know he's alluding to someone famous.
I trust. I'm going to make a guess. You're alluding to the mistress.
Well, who else would I call the Witch of Ventrol?
I'm like Miss Missy.
I hope we don't call her that to her face the next time we see her.
Agreed. I second the motion. All opposed?
I have no idea why she would be called that, but it's early in the morning.
Let's just say her and the Cove's court have a history. A very long history. Not always good, but she does right by us for the most part.
Miss Missy does right by a lot of things. I love her.
I take it from you calling her Miss Missy that you two are intimate.
She's a child.
That's not what I meant, and you know it.
Too late. It's happened now.
It's canon. Let it go.
I believe he means yes. They're like.
You mean clothes? Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry again. Just woken up by the sound of your crew just making a bit of a ruckus.
Oh, to be fair, they were quiet.
So, I was going to say, I told him he's just to be quiet.
Yeah, they were quiet. I spotted them.
They were quiet, and then Bolt was very loud.
Yeah, I heard him on the ship.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Proud of my boy.
Now that we've determined that you're not evil and mean, Squish is gonna go
And
and
then
let the kittens out of the hiding spots.
The kids just kind of shuffle out. They're still kind of half asleep.
Hey,
I was kind of
go back to bed, guys. If
evil.
you want.
Jump you off a roof.
The kids kind of all scurry back to the little hammock.
Oh,
Oh,
they're adorable. But yeah. So does this mean you got word from you?
I'm just going to say, anyone who's got a passive perception over 12, you suddenly notice Salt looks a little sheepish.
Oh, well, I definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
oof, I know.
So, what was it you said, Squish? Sorry.
He was asking whether or not he got word from you.
Oh, you, yeah.
Well, little
She
green, yeah.
said something about a couple of friends of her sisters, Samael and Shelter. Didn't go into detail, but yeah.
Well,
Seemed to have left out the most important detail about the question I asked her. The fact that it was
Which,
with her
Can I
son.
insight that?
sorry, can you say, Nicola, kind of cut out then? Can you
Say-
just repeat that?
Saying she must have left out the most important detail of why we wanted to talk to you, as in first you were travelling with his son.
Well, it's kind of self-evident now, yes. I didn't realise you were all. Well, I know after you told me that you were kind of crashing out with me baby boy, but didn't really put too much thought into it.
From admirable scum to baby boy. Funny how quickly things change.
Yeah, well, when you got two swords levelled at me, boy, I kind of take it as read that you with the emeralds and you're trying to take me in.
Kind of sort of half right. I mean, I did it to look for you.
Look, I know I've not done right by you, boy, but I've got my reasons. I can't really go into it now, but well, your little friend here is you sister, right?
That she is.
Yeah.
Right, well, just getting a blow to her at some point and ask her to lead you to a sanctuary. She'll know what I mean. And once we're all there, we can have a proper talk with Coogan.
So once we're done here, we're all probably going to go see the Pirate King.
I'll make sure he puts a good canapes out for you lot.
no.
If I fight the Pirate King, can I become the Pirate King?
Oh, don't think
You
it works like
can.
that.
Not quite. Coogan was elected, so...
Aw. If I'm more popular and I get elected, can I become the Pirate King?
Yeah, that might be how it works.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. You know, you gotta prove yourself to the other captains of the Cobb's Court. But, yeah.
I immediately start and turn toward like the pirates or whatever that are milling around, like his crew or whatever, and I immediately start like being like, hello, I'm in next. I am going to put up my bid to become Pirate King. Vote Anarchy. Just starting my campaign immediately.
Every pirate, oh.
They kind of look very confused at this.
Just play along.
I kind of guess that. Especially with her being involved with you-know-who.
Before I
Yeah.
forget to ask
I
this,
don't know my name. They think I'm just saying vote for Anarchy.
Yeah.
Am I to assume you all are not going to be following the code?
Seph, before I forget,
Yeah.
before I let it slip, can I retroactively insight the sheepishness overseeing the kittens?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, let's see how you're feeling, Daddy.
Oh my.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's clear he's thinking of you.
Oh. Oh.
For the first time, you could tell on his face he regrets what he did. But at the same time, you can tell that he had to do it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we have an audience with the Pirate King at some point, but that's not the only reason you were here. It's not the only reason you came here all those years ago, once I was gone. Why'd you come back, Dad?
Well, like I said, today I'm on Coogan's orders to check on the kids, but back then I got curious. You know, as cat boy.
Oh, yes.
If he wasn't nicked upon, I would have.
Of course, rapscallion by the name of Rowan directed me as well.
No.
Oh, yes.
Rowan.
The Cat Lord.
You are kidding me.
Oh, he didn't tell you
No.
that part? No, yeah. Rowan's the
No,
Cat
he
Lord.
was pretty much just telling you, be on the lookout for your son, remember where you left him.
He
Yeah.
told me.
That sounds like him.
Mm-hmm.
Almost
He told
sounds like
me-
you got scolded by a god.
Yeah. You know, you can't it's almost like you can't walk a few feet without stumbling across a god.
Yeah,
These
I know,
days.
it's weird, right?
I managed to avoid them for 40 years. And in the past 3 days, I've met like 4, 5.
Wait, you're like,
I'm losing count.
Unless they're enemies.
Anywho,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Cat Lord told me to go easy on you. And you know what? I could see that he meant it, and he had good reason to tell me that. But we got a lot of talking to do, and I don't know if we quite have the time right now.
We don't. Like I said, I've got to report back to Coogan.
Well, at least you don't have to deal with the sea serpent anymore.
Yeah, that was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Past few weeks, the old shark heads have been cooking up a fuss, and all of a sudden, nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, old Sharky's calmed down a lot. Don't know what you guys did. I'm presuming that it was something you lot did.
Yeah.
He saved his daughter.
Bloody hell, I'm finding out way too much today.
It's
Oh.
interesting what parents do when their kids are in danger.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see him suddenly look very sheepish again.
Well, that was a deliberate shot too, by the way.
Oh,
Squish delivered it in her usual little doopy goblinish shit, but no, that was a deliberate shot.
I don't think I even need insight to tell how that stung.
Yeah.
And they're like, my parents didn't care what happened to me. Just kind of like general, like smiley, like kicking leg thing sitting on a table.
Oh, yeah, but then you
the-
got Miss Missy.
And then I got Miss Missy.
Ardeth kind of just looks around. He just doesn't say anything. Well, like I say, I best be hitting the waves. Like I said, boy, I know I've done you wrong, and I'll explain a bit more at Sanctuary, but you're doing well for yourself.
Huh.
At least you got better company than you had in Centreal this time.
Oh, you're telling me. Good God.
I'll see you then, boy.
Hmm.
Alright, call you up. We're heading back. You just watch as Salt leads his out of the gates to the docks. So,
Well, that was a short
What-
visit.
Maybe. Definitely, but, you
Your
know.
dad really needs to learn how to not scare the shit out of kids. Showing up with swords and bows.
I'm ready to jump off the roof and cut him in half.
Not again. At least this time we didn't throttle an official.
It was close. It was very close.
I mean, he is a pirate lord, so yeah.
He is an official in a sense. Not an official, but an unofficial official.
We have democratic elections in the coast, but they're as good a government as any.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that the pirates he sent on ahead were just to scout out the area, check it was safe.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but still, it's,
Yeah, they didn't need to have their swords drawn.
It's Chalza. It's best to err on the side of
I
caution.
think they drew their weapons once boats started screeching.
Well,
My cat is stuck in a box. This is okay.
cat is stuck in box. Retry, ignore, fail.
And I'm really glad he did. Storm just screeches like Bolt's neck. Attaboy. Keeping a good eye out for those kids.
Ah!
Yep.
I was about to say, why does he sound like Midnight all of a sudden?
Because the DM has a limited amount of animal sounds. And
Yes,
Yeah.
I am. Despite my wish, I am not Frank Welker.
If only we could all be Frank Welker.
Well, there would be no Coke left.
That's true.
Can't guarantee it wouldn't clip the sound out though. Because it is loud and very high pitched.
Okay, so to recap, we have to put Lady Elizabeth's soul back in her body, and we have to go to an island where Lord Harrowmount's sticking with dragons, and now we have to go to Sanctuary for an audience with the Pirate King and dear old dad.
Not to mention my newfound champagne to try to become Pirate King.
Oh,
You mean campaign?
Yes, that's why I said champagne.
No, champagne is a drink for adults.
Oh. I thought that was campaign.
No. Champagne is the drink for adults. Campaign is what you're trying to do.
Yes, campaign.
Let me rephrase it. Not to mention my
Dennis was trying to do.
campaign. Assume Anarchy shook every single person out there's hand and said, vote for Anarchy. And they don't know their names, so it was just vote for Anarchy.
I'm just going to say you've all had long rests, so you've got all your spell slots and hit points back.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Wait, you forgot about that. Spells. Boop, boop. Boop, boop.
Yeah, all my spell slots are back, yeah. All 0 of them.
I get my key back! Woohoo!
I get a rage back.
Nice.
I get my stabbing prowess back.
I gotta keep you bunch alive more.
Yay!
I appreciate it every time you do. Hi, kittens.
So, Whisper starts quickly knocking together a quick breakfast. Just basically a few slices of bread with some warm salted meat on it. Kind of hands them round.
Ooh. Yummy.
We'd best get going as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Aye, true that. The laundry list of things we have to do continues to grow.
Yeah, and Big Green is apparently a little bit restless recently.
Well, at least you can tick off making your dad feel guilty.
Yeah, about that. You guys are laying it on pretty thick.
Mm.
I don't really mind. I appreciate it in a way.
He left a perfectly good son behind. Why would he do that?
Maybe he thought you would come along and adopt him.
If anyone asks, there was 2
I ran away
kittens.
from my home and Miss Missy was like, "Rah!"
I mean, you guys already adopted me, so you know
Nah, you
specifically.
adopted us as well.
Uh,
It's mutual mutual adoption.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure he's older than me.
yeah, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah, he's older than me.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would have been like happy to have you as a mom, though. I know I would have. You're damn good at it.
Yeah.
You might not have liked the person I was 15 years ago.
Ardeth just kind of goes, I'm saying nothing on the subject.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Ardeth. People can change. In my case, I learned how to put on pants.
Well, considering I was still frozen at that point.
Well,
I loved Ardeth's little shocked pause there.
Yeah, she's
yeah.
still kind of putting everything together from the vision, so...
That kind of reminds me. Corruption brings evolution. Sure is a strange way of saying our experiences bring change.
Well,
It just seems they're putting an unnecessarily negative spin on good things.
well.
I
my-
think it's more they're trying to put a positive spin on negative things.
Yeah.
Corruption is chaos.
I mean, I've already explained to you what happened with me, what the war with my sister.
Oh, I saw it.
Exactly. I wasn't... Well, my sister definitely wasn't in the right, but neither was I. A lot of innocent people died because of my desire for revenge. And
Well-
I was not exactly pleasant. I was quite the monster myself. But I've realized I have to not only accept that, but I have to own that.
My tutor, the guy who taught me all about carpentry once said, you need to ruin one piece in order to know what to avoid for the next one.
Exactly. All I know for a fact is that no matter how much I run from it, I will always be the Ice Queen. But now,
Well,
I'm going to use my powers to help people. It won't change what I did, but it means I can at least try and make some better changes going forward. And the first thing I intend to do is get up to Arcadia, tear apart every single monster experiment they've been doing, and try and set things right.
Well, I'm going to add that to the list of things we're going to have to do.
It's gonna
Well, I
be a
get-
long list.
I get the feeling the Arcadians aren't going to let us go after killing one of the overseers.
That's their
There, she
problem.
blew herself up.
Yes, but I also gave a fake Arc database to the Rebel faction, so they're not exactly going to be pleased with us either.
We didn't know that. That sounds like that was something Ark did.
It's possible, yes.
Squish tapped her nose.
Still.
She's like, yeah, that's what happened.
Still, at least for now we have more pressing matters. Dealing with Mischief and getting to Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we need to go to these other shrines first. So, Storm, which
Yep.
way?
Ooh, that's a good
We have
question.
to head north.
Oh, hi, Whisper.
The next shrine is on the northern side of the island, not far from the Great Lagoon.
Heading
Unfortunately,
towards the green worm.
yes, we will be heading through his territory, so with any luck, we will be able to miss him.
I hope so. I mean, I may be able to turn undead, but I'm not sure if I can turn away a lich.
I severely doubt it. He came here from Chult. That's what the story says anyway, so he's at least as old as the Grand Master.
Yeah, about Schultz. What's with the shrine's fascination with the redheads?
The
They're god.
which you mean the Radiant Abomination?
Yeah.
She was basically a god made flesh. She had a massive army and massive empire in Chult, but unfortunately, someone turned on her. Her mother came and sealed her away, and the Shadowy One and the wizards, they brought Chaltza here.
Okay. Yeah.
They also brought the remains of the Radiant Serpent, the Abomination's father. They say that one of his feathers is located in each shrine. That is how the corruption is spread.
Well,
I really don't like how it's called the corruption.
well,
Well, according to the Abominations, she saw corruption of what she was meant to be into what she became was a good thing. It meant she grew stronger and grew more as a person, basically.
I really don't understand this.
Well, drawing from my own experiences here, but way back when, before I left for Central, I was content to just sit around and wait for a dad in vain. Me and Barrowborn, we got into a spat. My brother too, Waves. Feelings were hurt. I didn't talk to them for that day. The next day, an Admiralty recruiter came along, and I took that chance out of just spite, I suppose, to take them up on their offer, and I basically left for Central the same day. So that was a corruption, I suppose, and it led to growth. So,
I think, as Storm has just pointed out, the corruption is moving away from what you were, what you were intended to be originally.
Exactly. It's a great divergence from your path.
Still don't know why that Radiant Abomination had a picture of an acquaintance of mine. Though she looked a little different last I saw her.
Wait, if you saw her?
Well, you've seen the mural, right? In the temple?
Yes.
Well, thing is, that looked a lot like a lady I had met a few years back. I mean, she looked a little different. She didn't have the wings, and she only had one eye, but...
Well, they say that the Radiant Abomination still lives. She's somewhere in Chult and sealed away, but...
well then... that couldn't be possible. I met her near Waterdeep.
Waterdeep? I don't really know where that is, but... I get the feeling if you told this to the Grand Master, he would reward you.
Well... She was with a group of friends. Mercenaries, hey? Well, we'll see, about, her. Maybe it's just a coincidence.
I knew someone in the tapestry. Drawing, whatever. She was very pretty.
You knew that person?
I knew the invisible one. Invisible?
The shadowed one. Shadowed one.
Yep, that one. I knew that one.
Really?
Yes.
I know that the shadowed one is immortal as well, but I didn't. How do you know her?
She's my friend.
Oh, okay. Well,
She watches over me and takes care of me.
Jeremiah's going to need to roll an intelligence check.
No, you're going to need to roll an insight check on that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Wait. You're trying to tell me that how the hell did I not notice that? He's not going to spell it out.
Jeremiah, are you okay there?
Yeah, I think I just had a what's that called?
Aneurysm.
No, the other thing.
An epiphany.
A headache with pictures? I get those.
Yeah, an epiphany, exactly.
You're welcome.
I assume we've been walking while we've been doing all this talking.
No, actually, no. So you're just starting to head towards the village gates.
Yeah. So the mistress is unless it's well.
And I think that's a good place to end it for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So, play the game.
Poor epiphany.
Play the game.
Not sure.
Can't wait to begin my campaign to become president.
Pirate president?
Pirate president.
I think right now I'd be better off with a pirate president.
Yep.
Probably Storm being like, hello, father. What?
Yeah, I was like wondering, how's this gonna go? I have so many ideas. It's like, oh yeah, SAS ended up happening.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Did you pick up your cigarettes while you were out?
Oh.
Up.
Fail the game.
There were a lot of nat ones, but
Yeah.
I think it was a joint effort with the Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last, any thoughts, theories, ideas?
Oh, there's so many interconnected threads.
Yeah.
It's almost like everything is going to go together in a thick string.
You'll get a hint at Squish's actual age in that one too.
Mm. It's almost as though you had to play for. You're as though the private parts of the gods, they play with you for their amusement.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah, Storm hasn't told you about his little conversation with Rowan. I mean, saw it though.
I saw it. But it was a private conversation.
He was pretty upfront with like, oh yeah, no, the gods are like playing you guys.
I will find this and post it in the chat. There's a perfect webcomic that sums this up perfectly.
To be fair, isn't that the DM's job to be the god?
Yeah.
The experienced
Yes.
Here the gods and the devils.
Yep.
Little Squish is concerned about the future of her baby boy.
I am no god, I am no devil. I am simply a deity here to do as I please.
Yep.
Well,
I
Deus
like
Ex
that line.
Machina.
Anyway,
So,
Yo, Storm is being completely serious, by the way. He will try and freaking find a way to keep you guys together.
I got it straight up too. Next week, if this thing even appears on our screens, we are fucked.
what?
Village? Oh no.
Anarchy's gonna try to not tame or anything, just be like, hello, yes, I am not a problem, and like mimic the, like, as I said earlier, Anarchy was like mimicking the little roar noise that they heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just along those lines, making a bunch of
We not gonna let you do that. Gonna pull you away.
no, just a bunch of squeaky growl noises. That's what I'd do when faced with giant monstrosity.
To be fair, I didn't say how old before he was into.
You broke up there, Seph.
yeah, you didn't tell
To be
how
fair,
old
I-
he was before.
Yeah, before he became a lich.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, now I just have a mental image of the trees shaking, we hear the roars, and then this tiny little Draco Lich pops out. It's like the size of midnight. Rawr!
No, it'd be funnier if it was even smaller than Midnight, because then Midnight just looked down.
It's like, you know that scene in Tremors 2 where something's rattling behind the building and they keep raising their guns up and up and up, and then this little tiny thing comes down?
Yes.
One of my
The
favorite
noise.
movies too, by the way. Tremors 2
No.
is amazing.
To be honest, like I said, I've looked through this creature and I have scaled him to be appropriate, so don't worry about that.
That just makes
We'll
us
see if
feel
he
like battle is inevitable, Seph.
It may be. It depends on what the dice does.
Oh, plus side though, greater favored enemy, dragons. I just remembered.
Yeah, but that doesn't give you any bonus to damage against dragons.
It does actually.
Yep.
Storm
It-
gets a whopping +6 damage against dragons.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Yep. Revised Ranger, baby.
Ah, okay.
Well,
I can
That's-
hit all the soft bits.
yeah.
So,
Would there be any
Let's-
soft bits in a Draco Lich?
Well,
Well,
if there are, Storm would know them.
Softer, crustier bits.
so
That ooze.
going down the list, it's a good night from Cork,
Good night.
a good night from
And
Mike,
who the hell made Miss Missy a part of the Abominations storyline?
I don't know. A good night from Icy,
Good night, everyone. Sorry I wasn't talking much this game.
a good night from Jurnis,
Good night.
a good night from Lizzie,
Good night, or evening again. Dang it.
a good night from Kubar,
Good night, everyone. I hogged the show with Panther Angst. You're welcome.
and a good night from me. Good night.
Night, everybody.
No.
Night, night.